Mm-hmm. Captain's log, stardate 54193.7. 8 Starfleet vessels have gone missing in the 10th Expeditionary Fleet's operational area over the past few weeks. The ships have failed to check in via their automated subspace transceiver protocols. Their ranges and their duty and mission profiles are all missing. At the current time, no interstellar power has claimed responsibility for the missing starships. The Kismet has been ordered under priority 2 orders to investigate the missing ships listed in file subsection 3. As things stand, we have a lot of space to cover. We've been asked to keep this more or less quiet so as to not cause undue panic in the region. Hopefully, we can solve this matter as soon as possible. End log. So, where are we?
You are currently starting on with Kismet docked with Starbase. To do a mini recap for Granite, who at the end of the last episode sat in his ready room and basically called for someone to arrive. He sat there for a bit and got nothing. No one responded. No one appeared. Just bad feeling. Just
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember this.
A couple days later, that's when you get the orders that come to your desk, and you're informed as the orders come in.
We're all prepared to laugh at Joker.
That you have a transfer incoming.
Strange. I didn't think we were expecting any new transfers. I think for this scene, I'd like to have like Pend here for this.
Sure. So call Pend into your ready room.
Yeah. Pend, I see we have a new transfer. Didn't know we were getting anyone new. Especially not this far out.
Neither did I, but it couldn't harm to have someone take over the con department.
No, I agree. I think we need someone with a bit more experience. Who do we have here?
Seems we have a Warrant Officer Makarov, or as his title would go, Joker.
Joker. Is that, for lack of a better word, Pend, a joke?
More than likely, a lot of flyboys like to use call signs in their titles.
Former fighter pilot, then.
Yeah, I think he served aboard the Everest and then the Arbiter.
So he did. Fine ships.
I think I did a joint operation with them once. They are competent, so hopefully Mr. Makarov will be as competent.
Well, let's hope.
Shall I send for him?
I believe so. In addition, Commander, I think it is about time that we have a discussion with our doctor. Things have been rather hectic as we've prepared for redocking with Starbase. I think the doctor has been kept waiting long enough.
I agree, but I would prefer to leave the matter of the doctor to yourself. I also have a bit of business I need to attend to, which may take a bit of time.
In that case, may I delegate the introduction of Mr. Makarov to you? After all, you were the previous helmsman for the Kismet. I can't think of anyone better suited to the task.
Very well. I'll make sure he gets settled in and doesn't get too excited.
Very good, and once you're done with all that, I want to go over these mission orders with you. I know it's a lot, but believe me, there's a lot on my plate too, Commander.
Understood.
Dismissed.
And he will head off to meet up with Joker.
Where do you arrange to meet up with them? On ship, on station? Because it's at your leisure. He's only allowed aboard if you let him aboard.
Well, if that's the case, I just won't let him on board. No, I'll meet him on the bridge.
So you walk out to the bridge, and Mr. Makarov, you are informed by the command staff, the command assistants, the enlistees that assist the command staff, in operations, that you are to meet with Commander Pend on the bridge of the Kismet.
I head there at once.
You arrive at the bridge. Seems fairly busy. It looks like they're getting ready to get to move underway. Lots of movement going around. And Pend waiting in the center of the bridge. Oddly not shouting at everybody for once.
Don't start with me. I will.
So
Because Everton are on, aren't there?
Kristoff is going to approach Pend and salute, saying, reporting for.
At ease, Mr. Makarov. I hear you're to be our new con officer.
Yes, I believe that's the mission I was given, and he's gonna look somewhat nervous.
There's no need to be nervous. It's the same as flying a shuttle or a fighter, just a little larger.
And with more lives at risk.
True. And if you mess up, there's going to be a lot more to worry about, least of all an inquiry.
Joker's gonna chuckle nervously.
I assume you know how to register yourself at the console?
I do. And Joker's gonna go to the con console and begin registering himself.
As the former helmsman of the Kismet, if you do have any concerns that come up, or any inquiries of any kinks the ship may have, please ask. The only way I can actually help you is if you ask me the question. Understand?
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Very well. I have my own business to take care of. Get to know the ship as best you can.
Will do.
And Pend will head off.
And actually, Joker, I'm going to ask you for a insight con roll, difficulty 2, as you kind of get yourself used to the new ship, because this is the first time you've had a chance to sit at the controls and get a feel for what the Kismet's like, and what kind of shuttles it has, which is probably more interesting to your character than the ship itself.
Pend, as a character, doesn't fuck around.
Did Joker ever handle full helm controls for a large starship?
Nope. He's been a flyboy his entire career.
He's been giving special dispensation given his performance record. Most enlistees don't become the helmsman of a bridge, but if you do well enough, command's like, yeah, we're okay with it. As long as you show excellence in flying, they don't mind so much.
Okay, there you go.
And as you tap around and you feel about the ship, and actually the ship will help you with this, with Computers Con. You might get momentum out of this, you might not.
Nice. We
That
get
was
momentum.
a complication to me. No, that's a momentum.
We get a momentum out of this. Oh. Oh, you threw it away.
But yeah, you check over the controls. For the duration of this mission, you have warmed up to the ship. That's an advantage. So con rolls for the Kismet will be easier for you, just because you're nice and fresh on all the little quirks the ship has. That will go away as you keep using it, but you have other focuses in your character's career. You just happen to be assigned to flight at the moment. But at the very least, the Kismet seems to be easy to handle, and the computer isn't trying to fight you or giving you any weird errors that you have to learn yourself around. For a ship as big as it is, it's fairly maneuverable.
Sick. So it's like a giant P-14.
Yeah. Anything else you wish to do while you're on the bridge or at the controls?
Just go through the standard checks, make sure nothing's wrong with the.
I'll tell you that this ship's flight department isn't nearly as robust as yours was in your previous assignment. They do have a fair amount of shuttles just by sheer size. They're just a bigger ship. But they don't have an extensive shuttle bay of any kind. But they have an array of shuttles from Type 7s to Type 9s. The ship itself, as I say, is maneuverable, but this ship is spec'd more for having shootouts and being strategically placed rather than getting into dogfights. Although I say that, but a quick look over the record shows that this ship's been in a few firefights with Klingons and a independent Romulan warbird, or no, that's a bird of prey. Still, that's weird. This ship's gotten to a lot of shootouts when it's not really meant to do that.
Not also something that you'd probably get from the terminal is this ship can go for a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's because one of the things about our ship is that with the secondary reactor in our mission pod, we get more out of our engines.
Basically, we've got stamina.
Sounds good to me.
We'll check in with Varder.
Hi. Might have a few reports to make.
As you are called into Rear Admiral Ludwinger's office. He doesn't have the big office of the Vice Admiral. That's further on the way, but you're in the upper decks of the Starbase where all the flag officers and their staff is. You are almost everyone on this floor outranks you.
Except for the orderlies.
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay, yeah. No. To the door and press the fucking button, the announce presence button instead of just walking in.
You notice that there's a lot of like glass enclosures, so you kind of see when you hit the door, you can see him in there, and he kind of looks up and waves you in.
Step in, salute. Admiral.
Varder, is it? I don't think we've met before.
No, I don't believe so, sir.
All right. I've seen your report. Good work. Thank you for your cooperation in this investigation. I know I took you away from your duties on the Kismet, but I needed your personal touch on an opinion on matters, and I wish to extend the thanks of my strategic operations officer. He appreciated the briefing.
Understood, sir. You're welcome, as is your staff.
Is there anything on you want me to note in the margins, or anything you wish to say off the record that I need to know about?
Everything I can think of is in there, including the suspicion of her brother being involved. The Klingon ambassador's brother, ambassador, Lord Chancellor brother. Their system confuses me.
Yes, Felkelt. He was happy to have him out of our hair. Well, it'll be nice once he's off the station, but only so much one can hope for. But with this, he taps at his pad, and then he presses his thumb to the contact and holds it out to you. Your assignment with me is finished. For the time being, anyway.
Yes, sir. Thumb to the pad stuff.
One other thing, Varder.
Yes, sir.
I've read in your file that you have some sort of vision or visions regarding the Cowcat.
In a manner of speaking, sir, yes.
I would unofficially advise you to keep an ear out, but I suppose keep a mind out might be more appropriate. It has come to my attention that there are certain activities occurring in our space that may involve the Cowcat, and they might give you an early warning before we know about it. I'll have a frequency that you can give, but if you wish to check it with your captain and commander, that's perfectly appropriate. But I'll have the paperwork signed up for you in case you need to give us an early warning. You might be one of the few people who can psychically connect with these beings without a translator. So any advance warning we can get, or I can get, the better.
I'll try, sir, but it's odd and unreliable in my own experiences.
So I've learned, he rubs his head, the sooner we can have a regular diplomatic channel with these creatures, the better, but for now, we're using what we have.
Fair enough. I'll get out of your hair then, sir.
Best of luck, Lieutenant. And he looks down and attends to his pads.
Just go and leave. No, I've got other things to do, I guess. Not really. Is the Kismet even back?
You know the Kismet has priority 2 orders, and they'll be underway within the day.
Okay. Well, Oh, I don't really have much to do.
Do you head off to the Kismet, chill around the base?
This is the same starbase we got the bone net put in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, might check in with them for those side effects that does happen. It was experimental tech, they'll want to know about that, right?
Give me fitness plus medicine difficulty 3.
Want to take
some
momentum?
tweaks.
Want to take some momentum for that?
Yeah. That'd be great if I could roll an extra die.
At least it's a physical task.
It is a physical task.
Good luck.
It is a physical task, so you can get a threat by that.
Sure.
Because I'll spend 2 and get a 4th die.
Oh,
Sure.
jeez.
And it's, no, I don't think either of those play into that as a focus. Survival or athletics, I don't think either would come into that.
I'll give you athletics. They're doing some experimental stuff and doing tests with you to see if they can
Okay.
mess with it, and the better your endurance is, the longer they can test you.
Okay.
They put you on a treadmill.
Mm,
Hey! We get a momentum.
bam, bam, bam.
You're now a hamster.
Fuck, I rolled the wrong thing anyway. The fitness security is actually higher. I just apparently didn't click fitness hard enough.
Lovely.
Isn't that fun?
At current, you do some various tests with them, and they're able to they get a better idea of what the complications are, how to alleviate it, what procedures that can be done to tune it up a bit. At present time, they don't want to. They're still doing some experiments, and the data that you gave them is going to help speed that along. They're going to send some of those notes to your doctor on the ship, Dr. Efrix, in case she has an idea of how to speed along your recovery or how to tune it. But they're going to keep working on it here. Mechanically speaking, that translates into if you get to a max reputation or you get a spotlight, you can mechanically get rid of it that way, or you can hope for a extended task by Efrix to get it fixed. Because right now these NPC doctors they're willing to experiment on you, but they're a little cautious now. They've done their experiment and they're worried about pushing the limits. If someone's going to do it, it's going to be your attending doctor, not them.
Someone else can take the blame.
But if you wait long enough with a high enough reputation or you get a spotlight, that's your character just going like, hey, look, I'm going to send a letter to Starfleet Medical. Could somebody from the higher ranks come here to Starbase 27 or wherever I am and help me with this, please? And they'll go, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do this.
Okay. Good to know.
And we're going to cut to, I believe Penn's heading to Efrix, or is he heading somewhere else?
No, I'm the one heading to Efrix.
Ah.
You
Meeting her in Medbay?
Yep.
Okay.
Captain's gonna walk in.
I'll update here as part of Varder's investigation and Logomir's efforts. It appears that Starfleet Intelligence found some escape pods of the medical personnel that had been some of the security personnel. I forget what it was, if the medical or security personnel. I know one of them was missing for sure off the ship.
It was the security.
Security.
The medical all suddenly forgot that they needed to be somewhere else, which is curious on its own.
The Starfleet, the security guys were recovered since then. Apparently, they were left somewhere out in a tiny, like a shuttle size, not shuttle size, but like the emergency coffin pods, if you will, that just kind of, and they dropped them off in somewhere in space, and Starfleet Intelligence recovered them and brought them back. They were debriefed, and they're part of the investigation looking into our own hijack. But Medbay seems to be active. There's lots of going on. There's some new notes and research coming in. Efrix, your desk is full of reports. And actually, I'm going to give you an Insight Medicine difficulty 2 to see if there's anything more to these reports about Calcat that meets the eye.
Take a momentum.
There's something I get if I'm the lead on a Calcat roll. Is it that it lowers the difficulty? Is that what it is?
It's an advantage. You can bring down the difficulty or the complication.
Okay.
Then difficulty.
Non-carbon-based life forms?
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Okay. Momentum for cautious.
And I'll give you computers plus medicine, because the ship would be helping you to a degree.
Nice. What was the difficulty of this check?
1.
I can re-roll that 0, but I don't know that I want to.
It's okay. We got a ton of momentum out of this.
By a ton, he means 3.
I mean, we turned 1 momentum into 3 momentum.
Efrix, in the notes about Calcat, there are a few ships that have been researching into this, and there seems to be another breed of crystal that's being discovered by some science ships. Except it's by rumor and speculation. You're hearing it. They're hearing it from somebody else. And usually medical kind of dismisses that. They don't... Science, when you do research like that, you don't like tertiary sources. You'd rather have secondary or primary sources. But sometimes rumors turn into something real, as Starfleet has learned time and over the years.
And I mean, and even then, sometimes when you're dealing with something that you don't know, that you know very little about, sometimes rumors are the best you have to go on.
Yeah. And the rumors are that there was supposedly a new type of crystal that was similar to the to Calcat crystal. But when you read over it, it sounds like it. It sounds like, and these people might be getting it wrong, that they think they're encountering a sentient crystal, sort of like a Tholian is also a type of sentient crystal.
The Zirconians.
The Zirconians, the Calcat. So this looks like a new type of crystalline life form, but without primary like tricorder data. You're just looking through reports. But the reports don't seem made up. They seem to add up to another species that Starfleet hasn't quite encountered yet. And it's somewhere on the edges of Federation territory, so that's probably why there's not a ton of reports on it. It's mostly freighters and
hearsay.
And hearsay. But you, as an expert in crystal life forms, are like, no, this looks real. It's not Calcat, you know that. but it's something. And that's when the captain kind of walks in on you as you're kind of seeing these different reports.
Doctor, your desk looks messier than mine. I'm actually surprised.
Captain? Yes, lots of new data coming in about Calcut.
Yes,
Great.
Dr. Efrix
Great.
is the
How are you holding up,
fleet's
Doctor?
official
Fine, sir.
expert on Calcut crystals. So,
I believe it's about
It's a
time we
nice
have a
title.
talk.
Yes, sir.
All right. If you'll follow me into your office, Doctor.
Well, wait, no. Door doesn't swing. She holds the door for him.
Yeah. We'll go in. I'll close the door. Take a seat at your desk. It's your office, after all.
Sir. She indicates the seat across from her.
I'm not gonna lie. Things aren't looking particularly good. All things considered, Iran has a large list of charges brought up against him. I can't go into what those charges are with you, of course. That's confidential. But the commander and I have been discussing the charges laid
no,
against
that was
both you
the
and him,
Zarkonians he was involved
all things
with.
considered. He has a long list against him. Doctor, I've had a long conversation with the commander about the charges to be brought against you. And in the end, we have decided there are going to be no charges filed.
Sir?
You heard me. There's going to be a comment on your record about a personal event, a lapse of judgment on the ship, but there will be no further details on the matter.
I don't know what to say, sir.
Now, understand, I'm not happy. I'm, to be honest, disappointed that this is what it's come to. And knowing you, Doctor, I'd almost say that that's punishment enough. I got the egg. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's Efrix's job.
Understood, sir.
But under the circumstances, I suppose I'd be a bit of a hypocrite now, wouldn't I? I've had my lapses in judgment, Doctor.
For what it's worth, sir, I'm sorry for my misjudgment.
It's fine. I
It's
suppose. Huh. Well, no, it's not. Reflex, I suppose that I said that, but no, you're right, it's not. But well, Doctor, and the captain looks around. Give me a moment. And he turns to, one of the wall terminals and he says, "Computer, command lockout code. Grennan, 11037, code phrase Mikado."
Acknowledged.
And the lights will go down. Now, Doctor, I can't give you specifics on this matter. Let's just say that very recently, I made a bad mistake. And he sort of rubs his hands together and says, shall we say, a deal with the devil. A deal that I regretted and had to work hard and am still working hard to atone for.
Are you okay, sir?
I'm as good as I can be right now considering the circumstances, but I don't think it's the last I've heard of the matter. As I said, though, we all have our personal lapses in judgment. They are a part of us, they definitely make us who we are, but at the same time, we can't let them rule us, and we can't let others lord them over our heads.
With all due respect, sir, I don't expect Commander Penn to let this go anytime soon.
Oh, and he turns to the wall terminal, he presses a couple buttons, the lights comes back up. Oh, I count on it. I'm sure he won't. That's just the kind of commander he is. But as has been said, Doctor, I think that's punishment enough.
Sir, does that mean I'm back to my regular duties, or am I still on restricted duty only?
You're welcome to go back to your regular duties. I expected, in fact, after all, I'm going to be having a senior staff meeting in about 45 minutes. Be there.
Sir. Also, sir.
And the captain was about to leave, and the doctor, calls over to him. Yes, doctor.
I believe Commander Penn is to be commended for the work he did while you were gone. He acted above and beyond, and he dealt with a lot of troublesome crew, myself included.
And the captain lets out a bit of a laugh. Well, I suppose I've been a bit troublesome myself, Doc. Good day. And he leaves. Whew.
Dude, I need to post that in chat. 1 second.
Yeah, this is what was decided upon.
That's what I sent
Commander...
the captain and the GM.
Commander Penn, is there anything you wish to do before the meeting that is being summoned in a few minutes?
Not immediately, but I will send a message to my contact that as soon as the next available situation or time appears, I will meet them at the rendezvous.
Screw off, Raiden. Oh, that's great.
Give me... I'm going to say control security difficulty 2. To make sure that it's nice and... Actually, no, I'm wrong. It'd be control engineering, because you're trying to encrypt the message. And send it to the appropriate person.
Can I use...
Difficulty 2, though, because it's something you do normally. Even if it is long distance.
Yeah, intelligence operative.
Yeah.
Anyone mind if I spend a momentum?
I will.
Go for it.
I mean, my engineering is 2.
Mwahaha.
I mean, it's better than mine.
Yeah, she's a doctor, not an engineer. Well, I mean, for all that worry, 2 momentum gained. You're able to send out the message in the encrypted manner that you're used to, and you do a quick check just out of professional caution to make sure that, yeah, it actually got to the person you wanted it to get to.
Sweet.
and you get an acknowledgement back of basically a straight up acknowledgement and a
Pend is a sneaky boy.
there's a shorthand that they give where basically they give you a fair warning that the 10th Fleet might be stepping up its readiness status in the coming months. So they understand completely, and they don't go any further into it.
That's concerning for Pend, so he'll definitely keep that on mind for now and the next couple of missions.
Oops. Yes, phone. Thank you, phone. I know, I'm supposed to be running a game. Isn't that funny? I'm okay. Just mad at my phone right now. But yes, I believe we'll go to the next scene of everyone meeting in the ready room. And Efrix will catch up on your scientific method when we leave port.
Oh, that's fine. It was only important if I was getting dropped from my position. Otherwise, I
boy.
can wait. I can wait.
Whoops, no.
Oh boy.
Actually, you are the junior ranker, so you go back.
Okay.
I sit at the kids' table.
As a update, Lieutenant Myth is currently on assignment with the Admiralty here on Starbase regarding her research. Someone there found of great interest in her work and was like, you're staying here for a bit.
Is. So, in that case, actually, I think this is probably the first time that Mr. Makarov has actually seen the captain.
And the first time the captain has seen Joker.
Ah, he must be Mr. Makarov.
Oh, it's back.
Please, have a seat.
Aye, sir. And he's gonna take a seat and sit up as straight as he can.
Yeah, probably his first time sitting at a senior staff meeting. It's like,
Yeah, to be
I'm
fair,
usually used to
If he were to
flight
try
briefings,
that,
not
Pend would drop in
senior
in an
staff
instant.
meetings for the whole ship.
At least he's an officer the first time he sits at one of these.
Well, officer.
Warrant officer is still commissioned.
It's true.
Officer adjacent.
Yeah.
How about I assume Varder, Efrix, and Pend are also there as well?
Yep.
Right. Mr. Varder, it's good to have you back. I know you've had your plate rather full, and it's, of course, great to have the doctor back on active duty.
A small nod.
A little bit of a blush.
Now, all things considered, moving forward, we have a priority 2 orders. I wouldn't say straight from the top, they're priority 2. However, they are still rather important. I forget, is Pend aware of the missing ships to any capacity, or has he never been told?
You haven't given him access to the file yet.
No,
you mentioned
no,
like
but-
2 weeks ago that I knew about a couple of
Yes.
ships disappearing.
Yes.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. It's like I feel like it's been mentioned to him before.
Yeah, actually, you were intending to start off looking after. Initially, you guys had heard about 3 ships missing, and then it got worse.
Yes, it did. Mr. Penn, do you remember those 3 missing ships that we discussed recently?
Yes, they were along the Federation border, I believe, with the Gorn and the southern border. Correct?
That's correct. Mr. Penn, I'm afraid we don't have 3 missing ships. We have 8.
That's not very good news, Captain.
No, it's not. And he steps up and he walks over to, the little, because it's one of those conference rooms that has like the view screen, and he, taps it, brings up a sector map. GM, would you bring us to the sector map? Thank you. Everyone zoom down to that part of the sector map where we are. and he points to each of those green dots, and he says, each one of these points is a starship that has gone missing over the... It's been a week or two. What was it?
Over the past week, yeah.
Over the past week. These 8 ships have gone missing over the past week. No explanation. We've been asked to investigate.
Anything more to go on than missing investigate?
Well, we do have some files for the various ships, and he starts passing around just the ship readouts. Nothing about the orders, but the ships.
Okay, stand by. I'll put those in Discord.
Yep.
Do we have time for preparation before departure, or are we departing immediately?
We're departing immediately. However, it should take us a while to reach any of these destinations, so you will have ample time to make preparations. Now, to go down the list of things that... Now, to go down the list of some things that need to be done, Doctor, I need you to get in touch with Starbase 200. One of the ships has had survivors that are currently waiting there. I want you to get in touch with the medical staff at Starbase 200 and see if you can learn anything.
Where the fuck is that?
Starbase 200 is here.
You say here, I can't actually see what you're pinging yet. Oh, well, the fuck way down there. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the other... Yeah.
I was looking far further up on the map.
Yeah. No. So, as has been mentioned, there are survivors from that ship. It's currently our best living lead to go on, Doctor, and I suggest you look into it. Coordinate with Starbase 200's medical staff.
Of course.
From which ship of those guys?
Yeah.
That would
was
have
gonna
been... That would be the... Look at the chart. Be the
Yeah.
crew of the USS Alberni, NCC 53430, commanded by Commander Hunter.
No captain?
No. In fact, he looks over the list. None of the commanding officers of any of these vessels were captains. Nice spot.
Okay, so, Pend, please don't take charge of the ship again.
I mean, if I take charge, whoever picks a fight, will regret it immediately.
One can hope.
Now, are these numbers the order that they were lost in?
That's just for navigational purposes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and here we go. It says their last contact.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Yes, because if I'm not mistaken... Yeah, number 6... I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 6, 7, and... I think there was one... Yeah, 6, 7, and 8 went missing earlier than the others.
Yeah, they were the first
7.
three.
They were
7
the
went
first-
missing in a convoy.
6 appears to have been lost in a radiation storm.
I mean, wouldn't have anyone... If they were in a convoy with other ships, wouldn't there be anything from those other ships to go off of? Or did the entire convoy vanish and it's just not being said?
I believe
Yeah, actually, that is a good question.
I
GM.
believe it may be a case of when they've been lost 3 light years away from FGC 82859. They had completed the convoy and were en route back to a starbase.
I mean, it does say while escorting convoy.
Yeah.
Whereas a different one earlier does say had finished escort and was returning.
Yeah, it says they were escorting convoy FCG-58 throughout Pacifica sector at the time of her loss.
Yeah, because Nav 1 says escorting convoy to Rimsky research post and was returning. So it specifies that it had done the escort and was returning. This one doesn't.
To answer that, it would seem that the briefing information you were given in the nav data does not detail that. That either means they don't know or they just did look into it and they expected you to do it.
Okay. Well, in that case, that is something I'll look into. We better be prepared to have insufficient data on that matter.
Captain, give me Insight Command difficulty 1.
Oh, yay. I'm going to spend a momentum just so I can re-roll a complication if we get it.
Sure.
My Insight Command is what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll have to try looking up that convoy, though.
Yeah. I don't think I have any focuses. Booyah.
There you go. 2 momentum gain. 3 momentum gain.
Woo.
To loop you in, Captain, when major ships like the 10th Fleet Expeditionary are captained by captains because they have mission profiles that are especially dangerous or require prime directive questions that need to be answered really quickly. That sort of thing, they're considered high importance. These ships they're part of an auxiliary fleet that assists the 10th, and they do all the little things like shipping, escorting convoys, that sort of thing, research projects that involve a ship just sitting, unlike the Hatfield where it kind of flies around and does its own independent research. Some ships are just like, sit here, don't move.
Right.
Or
yeah.
sit here, patrol this sector endlessly until we tell you to stop.
So you'll have like little Nova classes that don't have a captain like the Hatfield does.
Yeah. And that's why, and all these ships are smaller ships. That's why all of them are commanders are lower, especially the Sydney class, because that's a transport class vessel. You don't bother putting a commander on there. You put some lieutenant commander on it, and they ferry people back and forth from place to place because they're not expected to get in the shootouts.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Okay, nope, that sounds about right. Now, I suppose the question then is, where do we begin? As it stands, navigational points N4 and N5 are located firmly within Federation space, meaning that if we want to look into them, it'll be far less dangerous.
True, but from my point of view, Captain, will probably be best going to N8 and hooking round 7-6, maybe even 2 than 1. Instead of jumping around from site to site longer distances.
Agreed. So the route would be, and he traces the number. He traces the route around with his finger. Imagine this is his finger. Oh no, I want no snapping. So then, like that.
Yeah, then we can obviously, when we get to 1, work our way to either 3 or 5, then eventually up to 4.
And 3.
Yeah, well, is that general
And
type
5.
of course?
Agreed. Of course, Pen, this could change at a moment's notice, depending on what we find at any of these locations.
Agreed, but it's good to at least have a set course to start out with.
In that case,
And what
I
we
think
hear
I'm
back from Starbird 200.
exactly, Doctor. You see what you hear back from Starbase 200.
Go through registries and try to find what ships were in convoy FCG-67 and whether.
Very good, Lieutenant. See what you can dig up. I want you to really put your nose to the grindstone on this one. I think that's the phrase. Is that right?
I wouldn't know. I think it's a human phrase.
All the non-humans look confused.
Great.
Like that could almost come across as racist, as in like, put your nose to a grindstone. You want me to smooth it out?
Oh, wait, Mr. Makarov, is that the right phrase?
I believe so.
Okay.
Although, funny enough, he's from a frontier colony, so it's like, not a whole lot of Earth phrases that far out.
Okay.
I was never taught it, but yes.
Fucking
It's nose to
turkeys.
it's nose to the grindstone.
Lieutenant Varda, just dig deep.
I think it means work really hard.
Yep.
Okay.
I knew it was nose to something, but I just forgot if it was grindstone or pavement.
No,
Well,
that's
nose-
keep your ear to the ground.
Oh yeah, it's ear to the ground. And hit the pavement.
Is correct for an investigation. So, yeah.
Yep. Anywho, Captain.
Oh, and
Captain.
Doctor, there's some stuff being forwarded to you.
I'm Captain Earthman.
Captain, do you need to take a break?
Great.
Oh, what, Mr. Howard?
Information from Service 27 on the procedure I went under recently.
Ah,
Anyway, you can discuss that matter on your own time,
Yeah,
Lieutenant.
Just mentioning that it had been forwarded to her. Before she wondered why she had extra files.
Of course. Anyway, we are to depart immediately. Mr. Makarov, I would like you to begin plotting a course, and he hands over the pad that contains the navigational data for, I think we agreed 8. Yeah, 8.
Mr. Makarov, also, if you require any assistance, talk to Miss Vox. She's quite talented with astral navigation. I'm sure she can help.
We're going to see what happened to the USS Weyburn. It was lost trying to disarm an old defunct Gorn minefield. Now, on that matter, we have had an encounter with what we think may have been the Gorn recently along the Gorn borders. I'm going to start brushing up on Gorn diplomacy while en route. We don't know whether or not we're going to encounter any of the Gorn Navy.
Can't we just... And then he's gonna shut up realizing what kind of ship he's on.
Yes.
Never mind. My apologies, Captain.
No. We share ideas here. If you have something that you think might contribute to the conversation, any idea could help save lives.
That's the problem. I come from a warship. Don't mind me.
Ah, and he nods. I see. Well, if circumstances ever call for warship tactics,
You gotta give him a bit
you're
of
the first
time.
that I'll come to. No offense, Mr. Varder.
None taken.
And he's gonna take the pad sheepishly.
Alright. Get ready to plot a course. We will be underway in 15 minutes.
Aye, sir.
Everybody dismissed. Captain, a moment of your time.
Yes, of course. And he'll wait for everyone to leave.
I was meant to head to a meeting with one of my contacts, but clearly we've had to delay due to the increased missing ships. they did mention the fact that they believe that in the next couple of weeks they expect the 10th Fleet to be on higher alert. They're expecting conflict.
With who?
Unclear as of yet. So I'm warning you now, but I will be, at least while everyone else is doing their own tasks, making sure the ship is, if not war ready, but at least emergency ready.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Now, I forget. I don't know if we're so busy that we wouldn't have heard about this GM. Would we have heard about the recent standoff with the Zenkethi flagship?
Depends on the timestamp for that mission. I don't know if it's happened yet or not. I think a few of the missions have happened after we start, after the episode starts.
Yeah. Let me just quickly. I can quickly find you that number.
Yeah.
That would be Kira. It would have been Stardate 54179.5.
Well, that happened a while ago.
Oh, okay.
We're sitting at 54193.6.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. It's been, yeah. This was over like a week or so ago. So yeah, this news probably would have filtered down to me by now. Then
Mm-hmm.
that would have happened while we were just sort of on our way.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, do you think it could be a potential conflict with the Zenkethi commander?
I don't believe it's with the Zenkethi. I don't think they're close enough, or however silly this may sound, Captain, a big enough threat to be considered at the moment, especially with what's going on around. That's not too.
The Zenkethi.
That's not
The
too
Zenkethi
diminishing.
aren't a big enough. I was going to say the Zenkethi aren't a big enough threat. Then, God only knows what is.
My contact is Azalon, Captain.
Azalon. You mean
Admiral Azalon.
your mother?
Correct. And if she's telling me that something is about to happen within the fleet, I believe something relatively big or dangerous is about to happen.
I see. Well, if compared to what we've been through over the past few weeks is nothing compared to what we're about to go up against, we're gonna have to tighten our belts.
Agreed. That's why I'd like to. Well, I've been increasing security measures, but I just wish to make sure the Kismet is at least ready for hostilities.
Understood.
Anyway, I shall leave you to learn or read up on Gorn diplomacy, and hopefully we won't need to use it.
Agreed. Dismissed, Commander.
Captain?
And after a couple minutes, the captain will step out onto the bridge and take the center chair.
Joker, for your plotting, I'm going to require a reason plus con roll, difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's computers plus con. Ensign Vux can assist you.
Okay, so we'll spend the crew support. Take a momentum.
Will do. What is it? Reason con?
Reason con.
Stealing a momentum there.
Yep. Do that. Oof.
You've only got bold security, haven't you?
Affirmative.
It's almost like Starfleet Command misassigned him.
So here's Vux's.
A and the
And-
ship.
What was it? Computers con?
Con, yeah.
Let's do this.
Hey!
Don't worry, other people and the ship made up for you.
The ship comes in clutch. We even got that momentum back.
Joker lets out a sigh of relief.
As both Fox and the computer kind of walks it. No, you have to calculate for this too. It's like, oh, and then the computer kind of does some autofill or autocorrect. It's like, right, I have to do that too.
Yeah, it's because you're doing long distance travel, not
Long distance with a big old ship. It's the difference between driving a Formula F1 and driving a transport truck. Slight difference. I don't care how maneuverable that transport truck is. It's huge.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of why I assigned a person with astronavigation and astrophysics to help you.
lovely.
We also get to add something to a sheet.
Oh yes, you do.
And shot you a message there, Joker.
Alright. We got an ETA of about 6 days.
6 days. Very well. Is that at warp 7?
That's max, yeah.
Well, no. Is that at max warp or at warp 7?
Yeah, max warp's at 9.7 for your ship, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, max warp.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, in that case, bring us out, Mr. Makarov. That's even considering the ideal plotted course. All right. Well, Mr. Makarov, let's move out.
Aye, sir.
And you begin moving the ship out of dock with some brief instructions from the dock to make sure from Starbase to ensure you don't run into any other traffic. Although you're the biggest traffic in the room and you have priority, so a lot of people are getting out of your way.
Mm-hmm. And so, just as we're about to warp away, the captain's gonna look back at the space dock, and he's just sort of gonna squint, sort of that sort of glare type squint, and then he's gonna look back. As we warp.
Punching it.
Now I assume we're gonna go to like the map or something. Yeah.
Is there anything people wish to do on their journey toward nav point 8?
I'd like to get in contact with Starbase 200 if I can. Specifically medical there.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't like this.
Just say
We're in danger.
join the club.
Oh, I'm so large.
Lorge.
I'm big.
So you're contacting Starbase 200, I believe. I'm going to ask you for presence plus medicine, difficulty 1. You're just trading information back and forth with your counterpart. Unless there's anything particular you're trying to get from them.
Not immediately, just kind of touching base about the survivors. See what that general line of questioning gets me, and then dig from there, perhaps. Yeah, probably not anything that qualifies as focus, unless you give me counsel.
Nah.
I'd give you to increase difficulty as you.
Nah, it's not worth it.
Complication. Difficulty. Good God.
I'll take a momentum so I can read if everybody's cool
Sure.
with that.
Yeah.
You do you.
Oof.
And the ship.
Oof.
Well, we get the momentum back.
Nope. This is Dr. Saran of Starbase 200. How can I assist?
Dr. Zeron, this is Dr. Efrix of the USS Kismet. We are looking into the disappearances of several ships, including the one that I believe you picked up some survivors from, the USS Albany.
Indeed, we did.
I was wondering if I could get some updates on the well-being of those survivors and any information that they've come forward with about the disappearance of their ship.
Well, most of them seem to be suffering from crudely treated energy burns and lacerations conducive with a starship battle of some kind. Only 3 of them were of officer class, and the rest were enlisted. They had very little detail on what had happened. They were merely moving from point to point, assisting with repairs to the ship. From their reports, they were hit rather suddenly and then were asked to abandon ship. They were closest to the escape pods and launched away. But many of them were injured, but thankfully, at least one of the officers was a medically trained, not very well, but trained enough to make sure people didn't die. The Cations did some of the work, but I've been monitoring them to see if there's any prolonged damage. Right now, they're staying here on Starbase until your investigation is done.
Very well.
Although it is curious.
Oh?
Well, the Cations were the ones, Home Fleet was the one that saved them, not our ship. It was almost as if they were discovered out there rather than a distress signal having been sent out. If it was a distress signal, we would have caught it first rather than the Home Fleet of the Cations. But I'm a doctor, not a security officer. Perhaps that's just the way things work.
Nah.
That is curious. Thank you
Mm.
for sharing. That's definitely something we'll look into.
Of course I'm not Bones, I'm Suron. How illogical to assume otherwise.
Oh.
I wondered. Well, I thank you for your help, Doctor. We'll be in touch. If you could, send me their medical files to review. That would be helpful.
I'll send them right away, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
Starbase out. And you're sent the files of the 3 junior officers and 28 enlisted.
Okay. Start with the officer reports.
You can give me reason, medicine, difficulty 2. I'm gonna up the complication to 2 as well.
Let's do. Because I'm not dealing with an actual patient, triage doesn't count, does it?
Right. You're looking at old files.
Yeah. Xenobiology, xenomology, medicine, anything like that.
No.
I'll give you xenobiology at increased complication.
I'm not sure it's worth it. I will take a die though if everybody's okay with that, so I can get a reroll in case I fuck up.
Go for it.
What's it? 3?
Yeah. Ship does help with computers plus medicine.
And you get a reroll, so.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks a lot, Chip.
Whew.
There we go.
Yeah.
Damn it, this is my best roll. This sucks.
Oh, by the by, GM, I did send you a question.
I'll look that up in a moment. I'll double check, make sure you did send it to me.
It's a simple yes or no question.
Yeah. Where are you? There you are.
Typing.
I think my real question then for you, GM, is the big one out of the book. Is that the one you're going for?
Oh shoot. Okay, I know what you mean now. It's like they're all big. What do you mean?
There's the one that they provide a picture of.
Oh wait, I'm in the wrong book.
So they might have encountered, but they weren't experiencing that.
Yeah. They reported it
Okay.
secondhand, and the doctor just kind of went, "That's probably not true." But then again, since it's secondary knowledge, that's why he would have said that.
Yeah. Can I look and see if any other cases that involve sudden onset amnesia?
For one momentum, you can ask that.
Yeah, let's do that. I want to have as much information as I can when I report to the captain.
Yes, you do. You do want as much info as you can.
Also, just because I do, but
there have been other cases of sudden onset amnesia. They usually are related to. They're usually artificially induced. They're not something that occurs on its own. It's not something, or forgive the phrase, occurs naturally. It's something that is done or occurs to somebody through some artificial or inducement.
Yeah, it's something the Federation is certainly capable of.
Yeah, Federation could do it if they wanted to, yeah.
And we've experienced it with Adler before.
Yeah.
But it's all secondhand. We don't have any proof, so
Yeah, because they don't have the medical data on those personnel. They just have reports.
yeah.
Ah,
Data, data, data. I cannot make bricks without clay.
that you cannot.
All right. So that rabbit hole led there. Do. But otherwise, it's just reports of their injuries that seem consistent with firefight.
Yeah, the officers look like they were in the middle of a ship battle. It's consistent with lower rank officers elsewhere on the ship dealing with damage control, so plasma burns, bits of debris hitting them, stuff like that.
Otherwise, other than the reports of it of possibly coming into contact with amnesia patients, is there anything else that contributes to the diagnosis of hysteria besides their ship being blown up? That's fair.
Not beyond the doctor's report. No, he kind of he doesn't even officially diagnose them with hysteria. He just kind of, they don't have corroborating data, so I'm just dismissing this. I'm not looking further into it.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Of the... You said there's 3 off.
Yes.
Are they all the same rank?
It's... We'll see. There's 1 ensign, 1 lieutenant junior grade, and one guy actually made full lieutenant. He just made lieutenant. So that's somewhat inaccurate. He was a lieutenant, but he only made it that day.
Oh.
Yay! Yay! I just made lieutenant. Blah.
That poor kid. Okay.
And actually, their file's under review to see if they actually are going to lose the promotion due to possible charges of cowardice in the face of the enemy.
Aww.
The other 2 aren't being given that because they're junior officers. They're allowed to be a little...
Yep, it's always 3 days
so
from
I mean,
retirement.
if they were... So, they were in... Dr. Saran said they were instructed to abandon ship. Were they ordered to?
By
Or
the
was
lieutenant.
Oh.
And now there's questions as to whether or not he got the order to abandon ship or not.
Gotcha.
And he was a damage control leader. So it's like, if you left your ship while you were supposed to stay and help repair stuff, that's a problem. Especially since you're the only survivors, so that's kind of weird.
Well, as far as we know.
Yeah.
All right. I will send my Well, I'll contact the captain, actually. It's probably quicker.
Okay.
Captain Grennan?
Yes, Doctor. What do you have for me?
I've been in contact with medical at Starbase 200. We
Very
have
good.
some information. It said three officers and 28.
28, yep.
28. So there were 2 junior officers, an officer, and 28 enlisted that they rescued.
I see.
They all have injuries conducive with being in repairs during a ship-to-ship battle, possibly. Plasma burns.
And this is the one. This is the one that was well into Federation territory.
Yeah.
That's curious.
Other things, the officers report that they may have encountered persons with sudden onset amnesia. Now, Starbase 200 has dismissed this as they don't have any corroborating evidence of that, but we've personally experienced that on this ship. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
You think that we might be dealing with psychics?
It seems possible.
Ugh.
There's
And
other
you
things.
like it's just over the comms, but you can hear the captain's just
A few other things, Captain. The one officer is a lieutenant. He was in charge of damage control. He gave the order to abandon ship.
He did.
As to the surviving, there's no way of knowing whether or not he received that order from higher up the chain of command or not. At least not currently. Beyond that, too, that could explain why the Caitians were the ones that picked them up and not Starfleet. Dr. Sharon pointed out, if a distress beacon had been launched, we would have reached them before the Caitians did.
Right. Oh. We're just fortunate that they reached them at all.
Yes. But they seem to be recovering as well as can be expected.
And I'm just remembering, they said that there was no wreckage discovered, right?
Not yet. That's what you're for.
Again, interesting.
Some things to be considered.
A number of things to be considered, Doctor. Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing. Keep me posted of anything that you might find out about and who just joined.
Hi.
Varder,
Is it
probably.
working?
Yeah,
Oh.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Hey,
good.
Varder.
Sorry about that. My other headset seems to have just given up and fully died now.
Oof.
Wah, wah.
Mhm.
Ba-da-da-da-da-dun.
I'm here. Hope I didn't miss much.
Nope, just the doctor sort of briefing the captain on what she learned.
If we are going to be dealing with psychics, sir, I do suggest we inform Lieutenant Varder.
Agreed. I'm due to receive a report on him on his research on his study of
Investigation.
yes shortly anyhow. So I'll let you get back to work, Doctor.
I'll keep digging on this, sir.
Very good. See that you do.
Who's next on the chopping block?
Well, as I said, Varder. We want to
Oh, did look up the convoy stuff, right?
Give me reason plus security, difficulty 2. And you're assisted by the ship's communications plus security, as you're getting relevant data about the convoy.
Okay. Let me nab a momentum for that. I don't have a focus. I have a complication because mental.
Yay. Let me. Oh, hang on. I will.
Hey!
Ooh.
Oof,
Ooh.
well, I can squash one of those with my metal.
Yep, and we will spend that remaining 2 momentum to cancel that complication.
Such a good roll.
I know.
Wow.
I thought we were supposed to be good at rolling for the ship pen.
Apparently not for you.
Yeah.
And this was that point
I want-
regarding the. This is regarding the Spikenard, yeah?
Yes. The convoy it was with.
There you go, GM. Don't say I'd never take care of you.
You never take care of me. I'm
Told
a
you not to
contrarian.
say that.
Wrecked.
Oh. That's creepy looking.
Yeah, I found a whole set of them that someone made. Bunch of different sized ones.
About to send this to the wrong person. That would have been silly.
It doesn't really mesh with the one design they have in the book, but meh.
Meh.
Honestly, I'd much rather have a consistent ship aesthetic than, for all the different sizes than, just one design.
Oh, actually, I know exactly.
Haha. No.
Uh, you actually come across, according to records in that region of space, I'm actually going to make sure I have the right region in my head. Snav 7, so all the way out there. It would seem that the convoy leader of the civil convoy, when the ship got engaged by the alien craft, they instructed the convoy to turn around and warp back to and scatter toward Federation space. You recognize this as a tactic, and actually the tactic that's used is one that was employed by Bajorans during the war. It was a way to minimize damage to as many ships as possible, make them all hard to chase down.
All right.
And you actually get the contact information of the captain in question.
But hey, look, alien craft, and I don't know if we knew that already. We're doing shit.
Plot. The plot always.
As far as I knew, it was just ships vanishing.
It's the civil ships that said they came into alien craft and then they fled, and that was Captain Zarvrum's call. But Starfleet didn't know that because he didn't bother telling them. It's you only found out because you kept digging and you found it in like the civil freighter registry information. Like he recorded it as part of his flight plan because he's like, well, there's a reason I'm here. Please don't arrest me.
Yeah. Okay, well, I won't contact him right now. I'll go report to the captain first.
Okay.
Because I'm not the best with words. So I guess, is he in his radio room?
So you're gonna reach out to the captain?
He was gonna
Wherever he may be.
Yeah, he was gonna talk to you in person.
How convenient.
I know, right?
But also it's one of those things of, hey, here's this, and you might want to call him, so here's all the details on him.
Okay. Very well. Thank you.
Yeah. Judging from the call he made, I would say he was in the Resistance.
Really?
I mean, Yeah, not every Bajoran just knows how to do that.
Was that Captain of Bajoran?
Oh yes.
See.
Yeah, of the Bajoran freighter.
Right. All right. Good job there. Hopefully we can get some information from this.
Well, it does seem that it is assisted disappearances of our vessels, assuming that the alien vessel in question is related to the others, and this isn't just a separate disappearance entirely.
Agreed. Sometimes starship disappearances can overlap. What's to say that... They say that, two things happening at the same time is a coincidence, more as a pattern. What's to say that there isn't a coincidence lobbed in there somewhere?
Right.
Anyhow, good work. Keep looking into the disappearances that happened within Federation. Those are the ones that we're the most likely to get answers for sooner rather than later.
Right. If you need me to talk with the guy, if he doesn't react to you, yeah. I mean, not all Bajorans are entirely, how shall I put this, favorable to the Federation.
Agreed, and you used to be Bajoran militia yourself.
Yes. And it's still Varder.
Yep. Oh, very good. I'll be sure to ask for your assistance should I require it on the matter. Thank you.
Captain. And, back to his station.
Okay. Well, in that case, there are two things that I need to do. I need to brush up on some Gorn diplomacy tactics, and I need to try to reach out to this captain.
So you're brushing up on Gorn tactics?
No. Not Gorn tactics, diplomacy.
Oh, diplomacy?
Yeah, I'm saying like Gorn diplomacy tactics. How does one interact with the Gorn? I mean, I'm sure this is something I have studied.
Violently.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, I know they don't, but it's better than nothing.
You find a big lizard and offer it to them.
Oh. You throw a rock at him.
Yeah, you look at
Reason-
You
them.
show your neck and assert dominance.
Wait, Reason Con?
You look at
Really?
them, turn around, and
Okay.
go, "No."
Figuring out what their normal their formal procedures are for diplomacy.
Okay,
What little there are.
Yeah, I get a focus in diplomacy, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Gonna spend a momentum, even though I don't get a reroll. Reason Con. Okay. I made the check, and we get the momentum back.
So the Cliff's Notes on how to deal with Gorn is that they don't really have. It's a lot of shouting from across the border. They don't really they really don't have a ambassador that meets with people or is on a starbase anywhere. You kind of, if you have a reason to talk to them, you approach their border or you hail them. And if they answer, they want to talk to you. If they don't want to talk to you. And if you insist, they might shoot blindly past their border to get you to go away.
They're the old man yelling, "Get off my lawn, you stupid kids."
And you're not even on their lawn yet.
Yeah.
They're shouting from over their fence at you to stay away from their lawn, and if they do, they'll shoot you. Stay off our lawn, or I'll shoot you. Trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again.
Jesus. Okay.
No soliciting.
No soliciting.
Yeah.
Do you have time to hear about Space Jesus?
Out now.
Yeah, you know that much about their diplomacy. They are willing to talk.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of
not-
what they feel
it's
like
not
talking
high
or not,
enough.
or if they're busy, because the hegemony doesn't reveal what their internal matters are. So if they're wrapped up in something, they might not feel ready to talk. But Starfleet has talked to them, and especially in that in the Cessna system, that's kind of one of the major friction points between the Federation and the Gorn, because Cessna is settled by Federation citizens now.
Yeah, so
But it's still
so
one
if
of
a
those like.
yeah, so if a starship shows up around Cestus, sends out a signal saying, "Hey Gorn, we want to talk."
They usually see it as relevant. If you hail them from like across the star system, they just won't bother answering.
Yeah.
What do you want? We don't care.
Yeah.
Dominion's
Whereas it-
attacking us. We still don't care.
Yeah.
That's funny, but you know,
That sucks to be you.
that sounds like a you problem. You know?
That sounds like a you problem.
You hiss. I just clued in.
Right.
But yes, you find that out about the Gorn, and you're gonna try to reach out to this Bajoran captain.
Yes, I am.
Give me control or presence command difficulty 1.
I am going to use presence command. I am going to spend a momentum on this because even though it's difficulty 1, I get rerolls. Diplomacy probably doesn't count on this one.
I wouldn't say so. No.
Okay. That's fine. Hey. And the ship?
Oh, communications plus command.
A.
There you go.
That's
Three
3
momentum
momentum. Yeah. Rad.
On your little computer screen, you see the image of elderly Bajoran, gray in the hair, his face chiseled well into for many years of being outdoors. Doesn't look like a spacefarer. He looks very much like a guy who's been planet side for most of his life.
What's
and you
his
can see
name?
that it is Zevram L.
So I'd refer to him as Mr. Zephram or Captain Zephram.
Yep.
Ah, Captain.
And as a quick thing, you see that when you're talking to him, he seems to be in his bridge, and he's instead of where most captain bridges are in Starfleet, where it's in the center of the room, he's all the way up at the front where the con station would be. You can kind of see 2 other people working, and they look up at who he's talking to briefly, and then they look down to keep doing what they're doing.
So closer to a Romulan bridge.
Captain Zephram.
Yes, Fleet. What do you want?
This is Captain Harmon Grennan of the USS Kismet. We're looking into a string of recent starship disappearances, and it's our understanding that you were around for the conflict that led up to one of those disappearances. We want to see if we can pick your brain for some intel.
I know who you are, young man.
Young man.
And I had nothing to do with that disappearance. I just made sure people got out of your mess without getting any innocents hurt.
Oh, I'm not saying that you had anything to do with the disappearance. I'm just trying to do what I can to see if we can either bring people home or see to it that more people don't go missing.
I'm very busy, Fleet. I'll help you while I can. He kind of looks down, he types, like he's not entirely paying attention to the conversation anymore. But he hasn't closed the channel.
Yep. Well, hopefully this won't take long. I will endeavor to make this as quick as possible. I am sure you are a very busy man. So, what happened?
Starfleet saw some ship. They hailed them. Shooting happened. Well, not really. I saw weapons being powered on the other ship. I decided to run because that was a huge ship and they were bigger than us. No, thank you.
Huge.
Oh,
How-
yeah. I'd say as big as one of your galaxies, maybe a little bigger.
Oh, geez. Okay. And I take by your description, you didn't recognize what kind at all.
No, I don't exactly brush up on alien warships that pop out of the dark. He looks at the screen, shakes his head.
Pop out of the dark?
Oh, youngsters these days. Warps.
Ah,
Comes into being, uncloaks, whatever it is it did.
did it look like it warped in?
It looked like it appeared. Look, this is a Janitsa class ship. Our sensors aren't nearly as fancy as yours. We'll be lucky.
Okay, I understand.
Just old man
Again,
sassing
no
the
detail is
captain.
too small.
We've got that strange alien vessel that we encountered.
Was it circular?
I don't know. You're gonna have to roll presence plus con, difficulty 2, because he honestly seemed to forget you're trying to help him remember.
Yeah. Presence con difficulty 2. I'll spend a momentum, one of our 3. Because I did a good job getting him on the horn. I don't have focus in this. Hey! I got that momentum back.
I don't know. Kind of boxy looking. Wasn't very well designed. I don't see how it's ever gonna land on a planet.
Boxy?
Very boxy.
I mean,
Kind of like what the Zinredi use for their living ships.
you'll have to. I'll have to look that up. What did you say?
The Zinredi?
Zinreti. Is that like something I can actually look up?
When you look it up in the computer, it doesn't know what he's talking about. It's not in the Federation file.
I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to forgive me. Starships aren't my specialty either. I've never heard of the Zinredi.
Oh, they're one of the... They're out near the Breen, out that way. They're not Breen, they're near Breen. He waves his hand. But they live out in space. They
Oh,
don't really have planets.
wanderers. But nothing like nothing like their ships, though. I assume.
No. They're bright and colorful. You can't miss them. This one was kind of dark looking. I'd say shades of gray and black. I mean, it wasn't no Borg. I know a Borg ship.
I was going to say, we're not talking Borg, are we?
Nah.
Wrong side of the Federation, I'd say.
Imagine a child's building blocks and you kind of just shove them into each other. Sort of haphazardly. It kind of works, I guess, if you never intend to go into orbit or see an atmosphere, but I wouldn't want to fly it.
I see.
I guess it'd be modular. He looks up in the air and kind of shrugs at the sudden revelation.
Well, again, I appreciate all that you've done, and if anything comes to mind, smallest detail, it could help save lives.
All I can say is that tiny ship held its ground, and I don't think it was winning that fight. Not a whole lot we could have done. Nothing but phaser banks and old cannons.
Oh,
We would just get a bunch of us killed, but they stood their ground best they could, but I don't see how they were winning.
Yep, I'm sure you all did the best you could given the circumstances. We thank you for everything you've done.
It didn't thank me enough.
Well, allow me to do it on their behalf.
Fleet.
Thank you, Captain.
He doesn't look up. He just continues working. Like he forgot the comm's still open.
Captain?
Looks over. Yeah, could you adjust on the lateral sensor there? I don't think it's really coming in all.
Captain,
What are you still doing here?
you didn't close the channel.
Well, you called me. He jabs something and then it cuts.
God damn it. I hope we meet him again. Oh, I hope we meet him again.
Getting that
Oh.
old man sass.
Oh, that was too good. Oh, it was too good.
He thinks if he sucks up to the GM, I won't blow up your ship. He's right, but you know. Any other activities before you come upon the ship?
Or the last known location of said ship.
True.
Yes, I was going to start putting the ship through readiness drills.
Oops, I have you in the GM layer. That doesn't help me. You can't see that. There we go. Even looks like you're shouting to give readiness drills. What are you readying them for?
I'm getting them ready for either combat or emergency actions, natural disasters, anything that can affect a ship in space, and basically emergency drills, what to do, where to go to, get your job done as quickly as possible.
Your choice of presence or insight plus command or security.
Damn, 2 rolls.
Well, you
Oh,
choose
no.
which one you want to use because
Oh,
they're kind of in the same area what you're looking for.
If that's the case, I'll go presence security and I'll give you a threat.
Sure. I've been spending any for whatever reason. I wouldn't worry about it.
Can I use the focus of intimidation?
At increased complication, you can.
How about composure then?
Yeah, I'll give you composure.
I'll
And
re-roll
we
that
get-
0.
It's 2, 3. We're at full.
Oh shit, I meant to use command, but it's the same score.
So you have an advantage in effect. So if you want to do, if you do any command action with the crew, you can use that advantage to come into it because they've already you kind of drilled them on some of the things your characters might say in gamely. They'll probably say procedure alpha, delta formation, that sort of thing. You have a shorthand now that they kind of know what you mean when you give command when you start rattling off commands at them, so you can save yourself time
Okay.
rather than turn up shields, point phasers, do a spread, do this. Like no, just quicker. We don't have time for that.
Oh, makes sense considering we've got multiple ships disappearing, multiple reports of ships maybe getting attacked.
And Mr. Makarov, any preparations you do or any activities you wish to do? Few days you have.
I think I'm going to introduce myself formally to the captain.
Okay.
Oh dear.
He doesn't mean with his fists. I
Not
think.
this time.
Yeah, over the course of a few days of travel, Makarov comes, sets up a meeting with you, Grennan.
Mm-hmm. Enter.
Joker's gonna walk in with a slight grunt. He's slowly gotten more comfortable with the ship, so he's been not as rigid.
So, Mr. Makarov, how are you enjoying the ship so far?
I like it. Different than the Everest or Arbiter.
Right. We do have, I'll definitely say, some of the weapons capabilities of say, a ship you're more familiar with. However, we tend to do a bit more diplomacy around here.
So I've noticed. But I didn't come up here to talk to you about semantics. There was something that happened on a mission with the Arbiter. It wasn't one of my last that I wanted to talk with you about.
Yes, I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage. I haven't read the reports of the Arbiter that closely.
There was. I'm just going to cut to the chase. We were investigating something or another. My memory fails me at the moment. But what I do remember is a note being left behind saying to, and I quote, give Grennan my love.
Give Grennan my love?
Signed IA. I was hoping to figure out what.
And you see the gears in his head turning. Like he has that look where ever seen the gifs where like the math is flying in front of the person's face, and then you just see that click, and he says, "Oh no, oh no, oh Irene, what are you up to?"
We were exploring a battle station where we previously had an engagement, and nobody was left alive to interrogate. We were hoping to figure out what they were doing.
Nobody was left alive? Do you know what killed them?
I want to say phasers. And he's gonna kind of do a snap gun finger type deal.
But it was definitely weapons fire.
If I remember correctly, yes.
Well, I think in that case, we can be fairly certain that the one who left that note for you wasn't behind it. It's not her style.
But is it her style to disappear without a trace?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. It's something that Ms. Irene Adler is very proficient at. And it causes me no end of grief.
Yeah, just be glad you don't get to hear Grennan going,
I don't mean to overstep, but
every time.
do you two have a history?
I don't think it's long enough to call it a history quite yet, to be honest. It's getting there. It's getting there, though. And, you can sort of see this... You can see some complex emotions at play.
And Joker's gonna get a wild grin and say, do tell more.
I would, but I am afraid I don't know you well enough. No offense.
None taken.
These are personal matters. And I would very much appreciate it if you respected my rank in this matter.
I do. I'll figure it out eventually.
Dismissed.
And he's gonna chuckle as he leaves.
And the door closes, and the captain's just going to sort of mimic that chuckle and goes, Joker.
Roll credits.
Oh, Admiral.
Oh, okay. End of episode, I guess.
End of episode, I guess.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't cut the.
Just, I'm not going to yell it because I'm in a place where I can't yell right now. But Adler,
Coward.
A few days go by, and new scene as you drop out of warp.
and we also drop a momentum.
You're some distance away from Cestus 3 or a few, but they kind of pinged you to let you know they see you, and nothing more than that. They're just like, "Oh, we see you. Hello." Just a friendly handshake to acknowledge that they see your tag, and
Cestus does.
because they're a colony, so they're a frontier colony. So they're like, "Oh, hey, someone's here. Neat. Hello."
Neat. Well, who's gonna be at sensors this time?
Not me.
No, I just got to decide who it's gonna be, because we don't really have many science officers.
And whose fault
Oddly
is
enough.
that?
I think we'll bring in maybe crewman Wogi or
I mean, really, the only ones we've got is Wolgi, Cecile, and maybe Vux at a push.
Nah, she doesn't have a particularly high science is the thing.
Who?
Vux doesn't have a high science.
She has 4.
Does she?
Yeah, she's a con going into science.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at medicine. Okay.
Good job. That tells us that the captain doesn't have a high science or medicine if you can't tell them apart.
He used to have a higher science. Anyhow, so yeah, sure. We'll
There we
just reuse Vux again, and she can be the. Great. We don't have to hire any more extras for this episode.
Vux, where are you? Where the Vux are you?
But
Where
Oh
is
my
that
goodness! I just realized, Joker, you're about to witness the amazing power of a vessel that has the advanced sensors, that has the actual advanced sensors, the most broken talent in the game.
What are you scanning for when you enter the area?
Any sort of sign of starship wreckage, warp signatures.
And I'll note that on the map here, this designated area has something you already have in your data as the minefield that the ship was working on.
Okay.
So you're at extreme range to it. It's just you would know where it is to you, and I imagine you're not jumping right into the minefield.
Correct.
You're looking at it.
Yeah, it just depends on how you build them, really.
We're gonna call this. Oops, I was gonna spend momentum to make it harder. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Spend your own.
Spend your own shit.
Diff 5.
Woohoo!
Oh.
Oh boy!
Oh my god! Wait, diff 5. Okay, so our ship brings it down by 1, I think.
Yep. You're not being
And-
shot at.
Yep, and I'll give Vux 3 momentum.
Can I use astro navigation as a focus?
At increased complication, yeah.
Ooh, I don't think we want to do that.
See, the reason I'm asking is due to the new talent I've just given her.
What is it?
It is dedicated focus, so
Oh.
anytime she hits a crit, we gain an extra momentum.
Oh, I see. Hmm.
Where's my... Oh, there it is.
But it's only for a specific focus.
Sure. Sure, take the increased complication range.
And how many dice did you give her? 2?
I gave her 2 extra.
She has... Oh, she only has cautious con, so this is just a straight roll.
Wham!
So we also gain an extra momentum for that crit.
And the ship?
1 second.
We get a momentum, is the upshot of that, because this was... Oh no, we get 2 momentum, because this was... this is difficulty 4 because of the sensors.
Okay.
So, we succeed.
First off, you detect that you do detect the minefield is active. Although a lot of it has been damaged. It's not at full strength because 1, it's an old minefield using old Gorn tech. Nothing like the tech they have now. And 2, it has been maintained. So a lot of the mines that are there have since degraded. But for one reason or another, the minefield is currently active. Now what that means is that
Oh god.
if you want to move anywhere in that area, which it's going to be a... Right now, it would be a lot harder, but it's only difficulty 3 control con to do anything while moving in there. Or daring con. If it's a con roll, basically the difficulty is 3, whereas out here, it'd be like 0 or 1 if you're doing something particularly weird. But in there, it's a lot harder to just move around. If you mess up, if you fail, you hit a mine. And it detonates. And that's like being hit by a torpedo. A disruptor torpedo, to put it that way. Or it's not friendly, and it's not nice. And you don't want it to happen. So, but good news.
Ooh.
Sensors detect the wreckage of a steam runner.
Now I understand why he took the time to explain to us about the minefields rolls.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to go in there.
That's not too difficult.
Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus.
And it couldn't be. Can we just go around the minefield a bit to like the easier bit?
They're
Nope,
kind of
I'm-
dead
nope,
middle.
I'm
They were
ramming.
going to the central point, and their plan was to get to one of the control mine cluster and then shut down the whole field in one go.
How close are they to one?
They're right in the middle. They're basically drifting. And actually, the Gorn tactics, the mines are designed to not blow up derelict ships. It's meant to lure people in to help, especially Federation types, to help one of their ships.
I
And
reckon-
Weaver normally would self-destruct, but you're looking at wreckage. Like, it got destroyed.
Well,
So it didn't have a chance to blow itself up.
shields.
Can we take a shuttle in there?
Agreed.
I reckon if we can do what they planned to do and disable the mines, it would be a lot easier than trying to tractor that fucking wreckage out and take a look at it.
Hmm.
Or even if we just disable it with a shuttle and we can just fly on in, take a look.
I believe the Kismet could get in there. I've done similar stuff with the Kismet and the invisible Romulan minefield, if you remember correctly, Captain.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yellow
They
alert's
weren't.
probably
They,
a
they
good
weren't.
idea.
It wasn't a Romulan minefield. Remember?
Romulan adjacent.
Proto-Romulan tech.
Yeah, but I've done it in an invisible minefield, so the Kismet can get in there.
Yellow alert is probably a great idea.
Agreed. Mr. Penn, you and Vux work together with Mr. Makarov here. Plot us a course into that minefield. Be very careful.
Understood. I'll have Vox work on the navigation path, and I will taught our new helm officer how to pilot a ship through a minefield. No better way than to do.
There's coffee in that, not minefield.
I wonder if they have any liquor in that minefield or in that.
If only
Oh.
we had an engineer to repair damage control teams.
My flight suit has an oxygen mask. I'm good.
What do you
Efforts,
mean? You're
Captain.
on the bridge. Where did you get a flight suit from?
You think I didn't bring my flight suit from?
Wearing
armor?
a
Are you crazy?
fighter flight suit on the bridge.
Wouldn't
Oh
you?
boy.
Oh, you're right. I'm just wearing my aviators.
So yeah, I'll get Vox to work with Joker to set a course.
There's a communication coming from Midbay.
Medbay, this is
Right.
Bridge.
Yep.
Yellow alert. What's up, guys? What's going on?
Oh, you know, the usual. We're about to head into a Gorn minefield.
Oh, so Tuesday. Got it.
We will inform you if we hit anything, but I'm pretty sure you'll figure it out.
I'm
Hey,
just not
Mr.
usually given this much heads up.
Self-referencing.
It's exciting. I can prepare.
Yeah, we're trying this new system of not destroying the ship. Hopefully it goes well.
All right.
Oh wait, that was a system before me. Now you change it. I see how you do it.
I'm going to assume using a tractor beam to basically yeet mines out of the way is a terrible.
Nope.
In theory, it could work, but mine sometimes are sensitive to tractor beams interacting with them and might detonate.
Apparently, Pend wants to see what Makarov can do.
Well, first off, Makarov is going to work with Vox to plot themselves the safest course in.
You're looking at a role known as charting a hazard. It's a reason con roll, difficulty 3, assisted by ship's sensors con.
Joker, what's your reason con?
1 sec.
7 and 1.
I've got a 12, reason 8, con 4.
Not even close.
Yeah, Vox is rocking a 16 for this. So I think she's going to plot the course for you.
Sounds good to me.
Sorry, I'm back.
I assume astro navigation will be a decent focus for this.
Yes.
Can I get a dice for her?
1 threat, sure.
Yeah, you wish. No, a momentum due to her having cautious con.
Okay.
Go for it. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 3. So technically we've gained 2 extra momentum just for rolling the crits.
Oh my god.
And I'll re-roll that 0. So that's 5 successes and 4 momentum gain.
Wow.
Assisted by the ship.
That's 6 that's 6 momentum, man.
Was it senses
Got
con?
extra momentum.
Double checking, yes.
Okay, that
Is
is
there a new flyboy?
Yep, so give us a reason con roll, Joker.
Joker just kind of watches, apparently.
Oh, were we doing sensors con? That brings down the difficulty.
It's true.
so
What the
difficult.
fuck?
1, 2, 3, 4. You gained 4 momentum off that.
Yeah, plus the 2 for hitting the crits. So that's 6
5, 6.
momentum gain.
So, we want to make an advantage with that, boys?
All the mines are just none of them work.
Oh, we could.
Do we want to make 3 advantages with that momentum?
I mean, could we create the advantage of we have a clearer path to one of these central mines to deactivate the field?
Yeah, you can basically follow the Wayburn's original, because they kind of wormed their way deeper in, so they have a path. The only catch is that it's meant for a smaller ship, but it's better than going through the meat of the field.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
We can probably use significant portions of their original path to.
Yeah, I said that. That's at least a lot better than trying to fly in blind.
Mm-hmm.
And he's spending.
And we still have 2 momentum left.
I will note that since the destruction of the Wayburn, it has disrupted the field and it's narrowed the corridor, so that way anything larger than scale 2 can't really fit without interacting with the mines. Anything smaller than that actually has a space to kind of worm their way in, because the mines only have so much sensitivity before they'd see anything, and the Wayburn kind of dug a hole for their scale 4 and it reduced down to a scale 2 hole.
I've got small craft focuses.
Yeah, if we send a shuttle through to that mine with the equipment we'd need to disable, we don't have an engineer, is the biggest bitch for that.
Yeah,
We would need to take Vata with us, probably.
I've got a 3 in engineering.
Like an actual engineer.
Hallelujah.
Unless an explosives expert in security would help.
I've got security.
Who's our explosives expert?
Kino's got EOD.
He knows what?
We've never used her, so.
I'm just trying to find it.
5th one down.
Oh,
The one that
hair.
you looked at and said, oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no.
Not like this. Sorry.
Not like this.
Hashtag best character in Matrix, but anyway.
But probably a shuttle through with a small team that would be able to deactivate or do the mine stuff.
Oh, we have to delete the shuttlecraft Byron.
It's the Byron 2.
The Byronet.
There, I'll pick it for you.
If that's the case, Captain, we can send Joker, maybe Kino, and a couple of engineers across. As long as they stay on the lines, we can probably help talk them through the mines.
I don't know if we'll see if deactivating a mine in space is what that.
I don't think Vesh is a good fit.
In addition, it might be a good idea to see if you can get on board and reactivate the ship.
Is that ship reactable? What? Reactivatable? I thought it was trashed.
It's wreckage. There are bits and pieces that might have secondary power sources. You wouldn't be able to move it anywhere, but you could turn stuff on. In theory.
See if we might be able to pull sensor logs, but we could wait till after we've got the mines done and not
Okay,
have to split
in that
everything
case.
further.
In that case, Mr.
If
Makarov.
we need a... Oh, sorry.
In that
I was
case,
gonna say
Mr.
Valish is a good engineer if we need... Or
In
Vada.
that case, Mr. Varder, you'll join Mr. Makarov down in Shuttle Bay, and Mr. Makarov, you can show us some of those fancy piloting skills of yours.
Wait, I'm going? Oh. don't know anything about deactivating explosives, but I'll try.
Thankfully, that's a security roll.
Don't worry, bud. We got
Oh, it's a security? Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause it's explosives.
So we can't bring crew support? I missed that bit.
you can. You can bring a crew support to assist.
It depends what shuttle you bring in, though, because you only have so much room.
Yeah.
Maybe the Pren, because it has the, what was it, well supplied?
I could do.
I mean, I would also like the tools to do it, so that would also help.
Plus, with holding up the 12 passengers, you can pack as much tools as you bloody want.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we could probably take the shuttle, take
Yeah, I'll spend a momentum for an EOD toolkit.
I'd appreciate that.
You don't need no dang EOD toolkit. I've got a sword and dagger. You can just pry it open.
Right.
Klingon style. Just pry her open.
See, all I can remember now is that one episode of Enterprise with the minefield. That was a good episode.
The only focus I have that could vaguely be applicable is guerrilla warfare, and that'd be for repurposing it rather than disabling. And we're not repurposing it.
We're repurposing it not to blow up.
That it's fair, but you shouldn't say it.
It's true, but you shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
Who else is going along on this merry voyage?
We got Makarov, we've got Varder, we're bringing along our EOD specialist.
Which
Kino.
would be
Yeah.
Kino.
Oh, Kino? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
that'll be
an engineer?
I think we're good for now.
See, you say that.
You
Well,
know,
it's because after this, we're only gonna have 2 more crew support left.
yeah. I mean, didn't we? Oh no, yeah, we already used her. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had to use Vux in 2 scenes.
Yeah, it only matters if you used her this scene. Unfortunately, you did, so.
But I'd prefer not blowing up, and if we don't blow up, then we're good. Right?
I mean, in theory.
Shall I say, and I did state specifically for comms to be open with the shuttle.
Mm-hmm. And how big is the ship? 12 passengers? We could take a security detail with us as well.
For one momentum and one threat, you could, yeah.
I'll give you the momentum,
Yeah, you can have the threat.
just in case you guys have to get yourself onto the steam runner.
Well, it can also lower difficulty, so...
Yeah.
That was my thought on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't see that text. It's more helpful if you can see it.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
Well, Mr. Makarov, time for your first away team with the Kismet.
That's all I can think of. I don't know if the Gorn likes to put security systems inside their mind.
Probably.
Then again, I don't know anything about the Gorn.
Say again?
Then again, I don't know anything about the Gorn.
Yeah.
No one does.
You know, I
They're
don't
like
know if they like
cars.
to stick fucking security systems inside their control minds.
What was it? One of my favorite jokes about like bombs and mines was from an episode of the BBC's Sherlock, which was, of course there's an off switch. There's always an off switch. Bomb makers can get in all kinds of trouble if they don't put in an off switch.
New scene as the shuttlecraft disembarks from the Kismet.
Yay.
Before you get too much further, are there any other expenditures
I think we're
for
good.
care? Because it does a well supply, so you might get lucky and find it on there anyway. But
Yeah.
I'm just going to be playing music from the shuttlecraft.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
do you guys want hazmat suits?
I've got my flight suit.
I mean, I assume that stuff would be standard for this mission.
it's not
I-
necessary. You'd have
Ah.
to spend for it.
Hazmat. Why would we need a hazmat suit?
Or EVA
Eva.
suits.
Yeah, EVA suit, sorry.
Hmm.
I was gonna say, I second that.
Yeah, no, that's actually a decent point to make. We should probably have those.
Yep.
Yeah, let's spend that to get the EVA suit.
Yeah, never assume you have stuff in this game.
So you're getting one for Varder and one for Kino. That's 2.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to waive Jokers, given they're a flight person. I'm willing to say that's normal gear, given his previous assignment. It's like, no, I have my old one. It's my old flight suit. I just keep using it.
Yeah.
Now, don't get caught. Now, if you want to be out in space for like 20 for a super long time or do anything weird, you want a full, all the bells and whistles. But yours is like, my ship
Yeah,
can take me.
It's got like I think we said like 20 minutes of oxygen for an evac ship from the ship to pick them up.
Yeah, it's like this is a quick eva. This is a pilot suit. I'll live long enough to be rescued. Please rescue me.
Please.
After that, I'm screwed.
Shuttlecraft to Pren is approaching the minefield.
Get ready to pilot. Like you have never piloted before. Well, that's not true. You probably piloted.
If you fuck
once
up, you will
before.
die before that mine hits us.
And the shuttle's shields are up. Just to state this, GM.
I don't know. They didn't say they put them on. No,
Shields are up.
oh, fine. Be caution.
Don't pull a
Joker keeps
Grinning
blaming
and-
the
and-
loudspeaker.
drag stuff towards you.
Ha ha.
Wait, did I not turn on your auras? I did. Okay, good. I was going to be very upset with myself.
Yes, more auras than that one silly anime that nobody likes.
You have to narrow that down. Ships, engines, plus con. So it's control con. It's only difficulty 2 because you're just threading the needle that fits you. It would be a lot higher if the Kismet tried to do it.
Cowards.
With competition.
Focus in small craft.
Yes.
Grab a momentum, bruv.
Momentum, bruv.
Yeah, I'll give him momentum. Why not?
Because only weaklings use momentum. I don't know.
Good, and then that's you.
Gained it back. I assume you're moving at maneuvering speed. You're not flying through it at impulse or warp.
Can I fly through at warp?
No.
No!
It's a different roll.
Oh god. And not to mention, the Type 7 shuttles are terrible at doing warp.
It's true.
Danger zone intensifies.
Highway to the danger zone.
Yeah, you do realise comms are still open.
Oh, god.
Then you're hearing danger zone through the comms.
Are we? I turned to Pen. Are we sure that this is the best that Starfleet could get us?
I mean, I think this is like a quota on like special needs members we need.
Hey now.
Hey now.
T'Pren has arrived at its destination inside its little bubble. I say bubble because the wreckage kind of took out when it blew up. It kind of ran into other mines around it, so it kind of created this little. The most scary thing that T'Pren has to worry about now is the wreckage of the Wayburn itself. And you're near the control cluster of mines in the central area. There's basically a set of 6 main mine clusters that control the field as a whole. At least in theory. Now, are you going to try to disable it from the shuttle, or are you going to get in Eva suits and try to disable it that way?
Now that is the question.
You know, which would be simpler?
Simpler would be from the shuttle. Theoretically, safer is Eva suit.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, we can do Eva suit. If it's, can cut down risks, that'll be great.
Yeah, because if it's an Eva suit, it just kills that person instead of endangering the shuttle.
Yep.
That's why it's safer.
Oh no.
Or the two people in this case.
Oh dear.
So who's suiting up?
The two security people. We're bringing the fucking tools with us.
So Varder and Kino are going for a walk.
Yeah.
Does anyone wanna try to get anything out of the what's it?
What's it? Very technical term there, Cap.
Yeah.
What could we get out of it?
Yeah. Anyone want to try to find anything within the shuttle?
What could we find that could be useful?
Logs. Pretty much.
Our shuttle.
Yes.
Find
Oh,
logs.
I thought the what's it was the ship.
No. No. I'm talking about No. I'm talking about the shuttle that you're in. There's a special thing with this particular kind of shuttle where you can make a check and potentially find something useful.
Well, the way I'd rule it is that if you were like, hey, we forgot to get something back on the Kismet, and you might say, we need this, which normally would cost you momentum and stuff, and you go, well, instant engineering, difficulty 2, you rummage around in the Type 7, and it's like, oh, it's here. Someone stocked it with that without knowing what we needed.
What luck.
But it's usually like parts, so it's nothing, you usually won't find something, here's a phaser cannon. It's more like, this is extra gear that, because Type 7s are the kind of thing you send out to help in situations exactly like this. You need someone to do engineering or security stuff off ship, and you need a bunch of random stuff that you don't know you need.
No, well, we're spacewalking. Can their security team advantage still from the shuttle be feeding us stuff that will lower the difficulty?
Yeah, there's probably like a security guy, like you probably brought along like bomb experts to kind of help talk you through it, and keep an eye out on sensors to kind of assist you with your role effectively.
Alongside the other bomb expert who's actually out here in an Eva suit.
Yeah. You have a full bomb team with you.
Yeah, normally she's already missing an arm, but I think that's a thing that she doesn't have that yet.
Varder and Kino, you're gonna have to roll for me. Control plus con. Difficulty 2 to navigate yourself over to one of the mines.
Yeah, who wants to roll Kino?
Oh, and GM, I'm about to send you a thing.
Doc, would you like to roll her?
Does survival apply for, not losing cost and hitting a mine? And
Oh, me?
Yeah, because there's not been many medical rolls, so would you like to take the extra security officer?
And
Am I the lead, or is it?
Oh, this is a personal survival to make sure you can get over to the mine in the first place.
What's the
Control con?
control con?
I'm gonna buy a dice, not buy a dice because of the thing. No threat for you.
Yeah, I don't think I got anything unless field repairs counts. But I don't think yet.
Not yet, no.
Always hooking my GM up with tokens.
I can re-roll that 0, but do I want to?
I will state that considering she's being used, you can add something to the sheet.
I don't
You
think
could-
she's been used before, though.
Nope.
Yeah, she hasn't been used yet.
This
Yeah,
is her
this
first
is the
time
first
out.
time, so I can't. Right? That's
Yeah, you have to
how it
use them at
works.
least twice.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst roll. It's 13.
It's higher than Varder's.
Don't worry, they're fine. I'm just doing a token swap.
Ooh,
Oh, you could have taken a momentum for that, was what I was going to say.
well, I didn't succeed.
Mm.
Oof.
Oh no. So Varder, you're able to spacewalk over to the mine. Duke. Unfortunately, Kino kind of goes astray and starts going tumbling away.
Well,
As a stray bit of debris kind of strikes her suit, and she kind of she starts veering off and starts tumbling away toward one of the other mines. She can do one of two things. She can attempt a daring con difficulty 3 and try to force her way back to her original mine with a quick rocket boost from maneuvering thruster from her suit. The reason the difficulty is higher is because she's trying not to set off anything here. You guys kind of came out of the shuttlecraft and pushed yourself off, so you didn't activate anything. But now it's like, oops, well, I'm tumbling. I can either rocket my way over, which I might turn something on. Actually, it's not difficulty 3, it's complication or increase. Sorry. So difficulty 2, complication 2. Or she can try control con again with no complication, but she's landing on a different mine. However, if she screws up that one, she risks ramming into it and detonating it. Boom.
yeah, I say go for the first one, spend a momentum, and
Okay.
Kino's control is higher than her daring by 2.
Yes, by a lot.
So which would we be doing?
That'd be the second option of land on
Oh,
a
the
different
second
mine
option.
and then try again from there.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll spend a momentum. That way we have the 2 in the reserve to kill any complication.
And Kino rolls 3.
Yeah. And
Oh my
we kill,
god.
And we kill
I'm
that
gonna
complication.
set off a
and
thing,
she-
you all.
Well, we're killing that complication.
The complication is killed, but he told me if I failed again.
You rolled daring, anyway, but
Oh,
it doesn't change
so-
that. That's an 18.
Oh my
yeah, but does it
God.
change the other one?
No. Oh, you mean that first one? Nope. That
Nope.
was also an 18.
No, the first one was a 20, the second one was an 18.
Oh, the first one? No. Yeah, no, it doesn't change a thing. You still failed at that.
So,
See, this is what happens when you ask me to play other characters that don't do medical stuff, guys.
I can.
Yeah.
I kill other people's characters. I'm
That's
sorry.
the first time
Varder.
Kino's ever come out and she's immediately dead. Good fucking.
I'm sorry, Varder.
Oh well.
where's my sound?
Oh my God, really?
Doesn't sound sad at all, does it?
Oh, rip.
Did we redshirt a character?
Yeah. Wow.
Should I stay in the shuttlecraft or should I give a hand? Mind you, I can only come out for 20 minutes at most.
I mean, she knew about EOD. That was why she was here. So
Yeah.
Kino is lethally injured as a mine goes off and rips her suit to shreds.
Oh my. Oh, wow.
She is barely she's barely in one piece.
does the T'Pren have transporters?
It would, yeah.
You can try that, boy.
I'll try it.
One
we-
thing you might want to do first, though,
Is-
you might want to move close enough. You kind of backed off a little bit to give them, and they kind of jumped some significant distance away. So you kind of have to maneuver over to transporter distance.
I'll do it.
Thankfully, because you're in this little bubble, it's only a difficulty 2 of control con.
And I assume the shuttlist. Do you want to spend your? Do you have a determination spend?
I do. Let me check what I've.
Oh my God.
Oh,
And
the
maybe
luck. Ready to go and aim for the stars. Which one should I use?
Those were 219s.
Ready to go. I'll give you that one. You're like, you're just waiting to need to move the shuttle at any moment. Used to hairy situations like this.
Yep.
Same roll.
And the
same
shuttle
roll.
and the shuttle should assist.
If he gets at least one hit. It's Engine's Con if he gets anything.
Can I?
Shouldn't it be engineering?
No, because you didn't declare it in advance.
Because it wasn't part of the initial roll.
Yeah, you only get to re-roll those two.
But it's Engine's Con because he's using the engines to move the ship, and Con is the department that moves the ship around.
Oh, he's not. He's moving. Okay.
Yeah. He has to get in range to transport.
All right, so I re-roll that roll, and then I do my,
So you have to re-roll that control con roll. You start with that. Oh my god.
No.
At least the shuttle gets the help.
this game.
Oh my
does not
god.
have Gino.
Yeah, I think she's dead.
Oh no, there's a whole new problem.
You set off a mine.
Yeah. As you try to move over to her, one of the mines go off.
Oh god.
I'm gonna scream in Orion, but due to universal translators, I'm yelling "Dave."
Oof. That's 2 in an effect? Or no, that's either 2 or 4.
Oh no. Well, actually, that shouldn't be too bad.
Oh, this is so bad. Yeah. So we take the shuttle takes a breach.
The stat I set after resistance is being taken from it.
Oh, so yeah, that's 2 damage. But its shields were still down, so that's still a breach.
Oh no, the shields aren't down. It had them up as it was approaching. I didn't think it was turning the shields off till it got there.
Oh, okay.
Never turn them down.
Then fine. It's only 2. It's only 2 stress to the shields.
1 for piercing.
Okay.
And
That's
Brings
still
it
not enough to cause a
4.
breach.
Actually, it brings it up to 3. My bad, because resistance is the thing.
Yeah.
Except that it piercing, so 4, and that's 5.
Oh my god. Okay.
And now a random part of the ship shuttle gets damaged.
Okay. All right.
I don't use those anyway.
Well, and you can do a minor action to restore them.
Oh no, your shields are 3. You're a shuttle.
Oh,
That's
so
another breach.
Yep.
Because your shields get dropped.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Well.
We roll 1 challenge die to see if you're in danger. Joker. That is not how. Okay, freak you then. Yeah, take this machine.
Whew.
So lots of stuff blows up around you as you take breaches to your structure and computer systems.
Oh my
As
god.
you strike a mine, and Varder, you see the explosion as the shuttle. And actually, all of you can see it. The shuttle runs and tries to maneuver around the mine. The mine just kind of gravitates over to him, like he thought he was far away from enough, and then its maneuvering thrusters kicked in and chased the shuttle. And then it knocked his shields down.
I'm gonna
Oh, I can
throw on
hang
my
on.
flight suit so I don't suffocate.
There's a whole group of security personnel on there too.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna have to get what's her name now.
Uh-oh. Actually, I just realized you're so tiny, this is a big deal.
Oh,
One breach means a lot to you.
Oh, and that's right. You still failed at that check, so you're not even remotely close to her.
Yeah, well, you ran into a mine and you probably would have stopped going, oh, did we just die? Are we dead? No, we're fine. We're not dead. I mean, a lot of stuff's broken, but we're not dead. So, positive thoughts.
Okay, so I assume
Jesus
the
Christ,
Kismet's
man.
now seeing all this.
Your computers are disabled. Your computer system cannot perform or assist any task. All tasks assisted by the ship are increased in complication range by 3 to a complication of 4. And because your structure got hit as well, it is disabled. There are fires everywhere, and your security guys are desperately trying to put them all out all around you. There's bits of hull missing around you, which thankfully force shields kicked in, so you didn't suck vacuum. The complication to do any engineering tasks to repair the ship is increased by 3, and anything to repair the shuttle increased by 1. Also, the ship's resistance is reduced to half, rounding down, so it has no resistance now.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's about time for the Kismet to move in.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm guessing I can't do any minor tasks this way.
What would you like to try to do?
I'm gonna attempt to repair the ship.
Holy.
What are you going to try to
shit.
repair, the structure or the computers?
Which one's easier?
I go for an
they're both very
entire
hard.
invisible minefield.
Which
get
one will give me
scratched.
shields back?
He does one roll.
You can still put up
and
shields,
then
oddly,
kills up to
because the
12
power
people.
system's still active.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
that
Can
is
I do
actually
one
a
or the
regenerate
other?
shields action.
What do you guys think I should do?
Honestly, I just wait for the Kismet to move in. We'll get you guys out of this.
Rules-wise, regenerating shields is a control engineering task difficulty. Normally
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, the problem is, Makarov, yeah, the difficulty for like everything right now is super high.
You'd be control engineering difficulty 4 to regenerate any shields.
Yeah,
But
it's
they also
everything.
have increased complication.
Yeah, like everything is super difficult and super hard for you right now. So I'd suggest let the Kismet come in and hopefully we can salvage this.
Am I fired?
Well, to be fair to you, that went off because of a complication. You're like, everything's fine, everything's fine. Oh, that mine's coming at. I'm getting a little close to that mine. You know what? I'm just gonna slow down and I'll just go over this way. Oh, it's chasing me. I didn't know they could chase me. Bam. That's not fair. Mines are supposed to move.
Joker's reaction is, they're not supposed to do that.
So in that case, I assume we're gonna have Mr. Penn to take up the con.
Yes, we need a competent con officer.
Ooh.
No, I'm not even going to dispute that one this game.
Well, Mr. Penn, work your magic.
I will state that as soon as we get in there, we should try and get a lock on any injured to beam straight to medbay.
Yep, agreed. Darren Con Diff 4. I'm gonna say, Penn, you should probably spend a determination and a couple of threat.
GM, could I make a play for a different attribute?
Such as?
Control. This is not my first time in a minefield, and it's certainly not as difficult as the last one I was in.
Yeah, the last one was far more difficult. It was cloaked mines.
I'll give you control under that auspice, sure.
I mean, that literally isn't bragging. That was an invisible minefield I managed to get through.
And this one is Engines Con. Got it. Okay. And he's giving you, I assume, 2 threat and spending a determination.
For now, I think I'm going to go... I'm just going through the list of things. So it's composure as a focus.
I'll give it to you, yeah.
The only shit thing now is that with Collab Con, I can't actually con myself.
It's okay.
I would like to give you 3 threat.
Okay, you're not doing your determination.
I'm keeping hold of that for a very specific reason.
In case you totally...
Complications increased by 1. I'm only taking 1 threat.
Okay. Okay. You guys ready? Hit it, Pend.
Crushed it.
Crushed it.
Well, it's been a while since Pen's gotten a roll at the controls. It's been a while.
Been a while.
It's been a long road.
No.
Now the question is, who you maneuvering the... You can get up to the Pren easily. If you want to get any closer to the Wayburn, risk running into debris and causing and actually risking the rescue efforts for Kino.
Could I position the Kismet here, like in between them, so we would have a stronger lock on Kino?
She'd still be too far away.
Well, I'd probably take the ship closer to Kino then. That's the priority, as we have an injured crew member out in space. The Pren can just sit there quietly for 5 minutes and think about what it's done.
Just tell us.
I swear.
Yep, tell us what we got to roll, GM.
You're doomed. Would be that because they're not on a pad, surprisingly. Where are you beaming them to? Straight to the pad or straight to mid?
Straight to mid bay.
Oop.
Considering she's had hit an explosion in space with a ripped suit.
Can we put a pad in mid bay? Like, you'd think that would make sense, wouldn't it?
And that's sensors engineering.
Y'all.
So it's only difficulty 3. Who's going to be making this roll?
Do you want to call Invada?
Yeah, we should. For this, yeah.
Actually, she's technically not active.
And she also has a focus in transporters.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what she's got. Let me just look at
14.
no, I'm just looking at some of her stuff. Do we want to give her like another value? Because we have her doing a lot of emergency transports.
I mean, we could also give her cautious con.
Cautious engineering.
Yeah, sorry, cautious engineering.
I like that. Cautious engineering.
At least it'll give her a reroll for situations like this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and don't forget, she also has that born near a warp core thing that like lets her ignore a complication or something really weird like that.
Yeah, roll a challenge die. If it's an effect, the complication is ignored.
Okay, yeah. So what do we want to... How much of this momentum do we want to spend on her? I'm thinking all 3 of it, honestly.
Yeah, because I've always worked on threat. So if anyone else needs to spend a momentum, it's just one of those, get it spent.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so she'll roll 4. She has a focus. And I'll roll for the ship. Oh, God. Oh, God, really? You get a reroll.
True.
Okay, and here's a ship with its sensors. Engineering, come on, ship.
Hey!
And that's 1 momentum.
Which you're going to be using, Doctor.
Is it? I thought it was difficulty 4.
Difficulty 3 because we have the advanced sensors.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's sensors.
Yeah, bridge to med bay incoming.
Okay.
As you have a person who looks like they were right next to a mine as big as they were, and it exploded.
Oh, God. All right.
Computer activate emergency medical hologram.
Oh, yeah, because that doesn't count, right? As crew cost?
Yeah, it doesn't count as crew cost.
Oh, let's wake him up so I have some backup. Computer activate emergency medical hologram.
What is the nature of the medical emergency? Oh, no. What happened to her?
Every time.
I love it.
All right. Let's do.
Did she eat a plasma conduit? Why?
No, she was next to a mine.
Oh, that seems unwise.
Security. What are you gonna do?
Hmm.
So, I guess I need to ascertain the severity. Although I'm sure it's severe, I need to know exactly what I need to focus on first. Use medicine. Yay! Emergency medicine?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Taking one to get a reroll. Cautious.
I just realized, did the GM have 8 different episodes planned depending on what we did?
I mean, that's pretty good.
I
With the
once
ship-
wrote for a Choose Your Own Adventure game.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So you hit it. You get 3 momentum.
Does the ship assist?
Yes, with sensors plus medicine.
Oh,
And
so
so
that.
does DM each, I would imagine.
So we actually get one more because it's sensors. It's sensors. So someone roll the sensors. I'll roll it. Sensors medicine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
either way. So we're at full.
No one even rolled for the EMH yet.
Yeah, we don't need to roll for the EMH just yet.
All right, what do I find out?
She's dying, or rather, actually, at current, according to sensors, she is dead.
Fun.
Cortical stimulators.
Is what the EMH suggests. Cortical stimulators. That way, the brain doesn't die on you while you try to get the body repaired enough to
Yeah.
to keep them alive.
Is that opportunity cost?
You're in medbay. It doesn't cost you anything
Okay. Yeah, so cortical stimulator.
because it only costs anything that's opportunity 1 or lower is free if it's a medical thing in medbay.
Okay. So get her stable and then start addressing the various things that are wrong with the body.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Doc. Just so you're aware, the player for Joker is an actual EMH.
Yes, I know.
And then we're having you save someone free.
Or did I say EMH?
So remember how I
EMT.
said?
I'm a hologram.
Remember how I said
EMT.
before that she lost her arm doing explosive stuff before, and then she immediately gets blown up?
Oh,
I wish that was planned. That's just how the dice fell, so to speak.
Oh, no.
Has she now lost her arm?
I mean, to be fair, it was the doctor rolling her, so it was the doctor who's blown her up.
Oh man.
Fix what you did.
I'm trying. I'm waiting to hear what I need to roll.
You are going to roll.
Start with intubation.
2. That brings up to 3.
Yes, I'm where?
4. You're looking at a control plus medicine roll. Difficulty 4.
Oh, good. Cool.
Take 3 momentum, Doctor.
Does that give me 4?
Yeah, you're gonna be rolling 4 dice. The EMH is gonna assist. It's gonna be great. Nice.
Guess I could reroll that one if I wanted to.
And what about the EMH?
1 second.
Hey, I did it all by myself.
Two.
Nice. So we're at full.
Yikes. But yeah, Petty Officer Kino Tier is pulled back from the brink of death. She's gonna need to spend some time resting for the next while. You can get her on her feet. She's alive, but you can get her on your feet if you absolutely need her. But
Oh
for
no!
right now, she's
that
not gonna
is-
die on you.
That is not the Doctor's style.
Also,
Nope.
her Aether suit's fucked, so.
Yeah. No, she's gonna stay here for observation.
In the meantime, Varder, you're just sort of chilling on a mine.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably wait for the people on the ship to stop panicking so that they can have the explosive experts direct me again. Rather than just try to wing it, because
well, we don't have explosives expert anymore.
no, there was some on the shuttle as well.
Yeah, the security team's still alive back there.
Yeah, the security team's still alive. Not everyone
We're
died.
kind of stuck.
You're stuck. But your computer, you can do repairs.
They can
Hopefully.
they can talk across the comms unit. They just can't use the shuttle's computers or anything to help you.
So yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to go in like 30 minutes or so. So
And I mean, which wire should I cut from these three? And then it turns out he's colorblind. No.
And
So what's
they're
your guys' next
all
move?
red.
you just,
The middle one.
You just need to trigger Varro in your brain and just let him handle it. Clearly.
See, you say that, but I'm actually reasonably convinced that is technically possible, but it would also make him bleed. Because apparently whenever Varder does anything psychic, it hurts him.
Yeah. I guess theoretically we could put her on comms, but I think she got her bell rung pretty good. I don't know
We
if
still
she's
got other
gonna.
explosive experts. That they should be basically doing the same thing they are, so she can stay down.
GM,
Yeah.
would the EVA suits have the equivalent of, say, body cams?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Would Mr. Varda be able to send his image to the Kismet?
Yeah.
I imagine that's what he was originally going to do to the shuttle so that those guys could help. But yeah. And
We're a tad busy.
wondering what Penn's planning.
I mean, show us the explosive.
I mean, I guess he's just kind of standing on the mine, so yeah, let's just turn that on and patch it through.
And now the extended task begins.
Yo, fun.
Don't mess up, because, yeah. Mines don't like it when you mess up.
Hey, at least I'm within transporter range, right?
Not really, no. They're too far away.
Oh.
Because she went way one direction, you went the other. It's like, oops, well, there she goes. Not a whole lot I can do about that.
So yeah, what are we gonna what we gonna do?
It is going to be... We're going to say, it's not going to be too bad. This is kind of old. We've run
This
this
is
the
old.
board before, so the
This is old hat.
magnetic and...
I forget what magnitude means again.
That's how many breakthroughs you need to get
breakthroughs.
to. So each
Oh,
time you hit
right.
a difficulty, you roll to see if you get how much damage you deal. If you do
Right,
any
right, right.
injuries worth, it's a breakthrough.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that and the EOD kit does?
Let's you even do this at all. Without the EOD
Oh.
kit, I'd up the complication to 3 because you don't have the appropriate gear.
Okay.
Well, I could assist with control security over 16.
And
Got a
security
higher
team actually
difficulty.
brings down the difficulty by 1 because they're on the...
All right. Hey.
Thankfully, you didn't lose comms with T'Pren.
Yeah.
If
Let's
you
see.
lost that, they'd be like, nope, can't help you, sorry.
I could. I mean, yeah, no, you can take one threat.
Complications up to 2.
Okay, so the complications up to 3. Got it. Let me 4 dice.
Oh, right, mental task.
No, it's not mental. Buying the dice raises my complication as well.
Oh,
oh god. Are you sure you want to be doing this with a mine?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Doctor will put him back together if he blows up. Don't worry about it.
Control security, decent at that.
My actual friend.
I don't have a focus for this. Unless, I am really trying hard to survive, but that's a stretch, I would think, right?
Your survival focus tells you to get the heck away from this thing.
Exactly. Guerrilla warfare.
You could use guerrilla warfare if you increase your.
No.
Yo, guys, how does our complication range of 4 sound?
Easy.
Hey, Doctor, never play an NPC again.
Aww.
I said I wasn't going to.
Aww. Hey, the security team on your ship there, Joker, isn't all that alarmed. Like, yeah, it blew up. Hey, we still have atmosphere, so could be worse.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I
At
was
least it's not
considering it.
Talcott.
but-
Exactly.
Hey, I get to re-roll 2 of those because
It's one of those.
bought-
You're
I've
either
got
going to go
security.
big or go home.
Bolt security lets you reroll 1.
Yeah, you get to reroll 1.
Oh, does it not let you just re-roll the ones you bought?
Nope.
Oh,
Just
okay. I thought
one.
it let you to buy the whatever one.
Well,
One is still better than none.
And
we
I'll,
go,
and I'll
um,
spend 2 momentum to cancel that complication. And we
Let's
get
see,
one.
that was a 20 and a 20. So it didn't matter that I had the high complication. I got 20s anyway.
And we got 1 back.
One
And
back.
then Pend helping, right?
Yes, could I
Ken is
use
helping.
my intelligence operative to, how to, infiltration? Like, how to get past mines, how mines usually set off?
Normally I'd say no, but because these are so old, you probably would have seen this in a note in a report somewhere. So I'll give it to you. If it was an up-to-date mine, you'd be like, who knows?
So we're back to full.
Noise. I didn't fuck up at all, guys.
7 challenge dice.
Nice. 7 challenge dice are challenge dice are located here.
And don't forget to add it's 7 challenge dice.
Yep.
And make sure you hit enter.
I did. Yo, what the fuck?
How about we spend a momentum and you re-roll 6 of those?
Yeah. What the fuck? Can I take a screenshot of that and put in?
God wasn't meant to, or man wasn't meant to play
roll.
with mine.
What the fuck?
There you go.
That's better.
3, 4, 5, 6. That is a breakthrough.
Yeah. That means the difficulty is now only 1.
Yep.
And I'd honestly just roll the next one straight.
I mean, if the difficulty is 1 and then it's being brought down by a security team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey guys, I can't possibly fuck this up.
Actually, hang on. Well, here's the thing. If it's a difficulty 0, given that we have 5 momentum, you can just choose to succeed at the check.
I'm gonna wave that off.
Huh?
It's still I'm still checking for complication.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is a mine.
Yeah.
Go for it.
If I complicate, I die.
No.
Or lose limbs. Or both. Dang, you can die and lose limbs.
Roll it. Roll them bones.
I'm rolling again.
Yep.
Okay. So
Security
it's a
difficulty
2.
0. We're mainly just making sure, even if you get 0 hits,
Yeah.
we're just making sure you don't hit a comp.
Yeah, I'll do that. Raise that. You don't get a fucking die, but I do. Ha ha. That activates bolt security anyway.
Nice. Nice. So we have 2
I can re-roll 1.
I wouldn't. Because we're already at 2
But-
floating, and that just means that there's a chance you could complicate.
3. Pen's still assisting.
Oh, that's right. So 3. Well, we're going to be at 2 floating. Because we need 1 to get full, and now we're at floating. So
Okay.
roll your 7. Okay. That's the end of the check.
That's a breakthrough plus the full work track, which gets you another one. So You're
You got
able to get access to the control cluster and tell the minefield to deactivate. And you also learn from that, Varder, and your everyone who is helping with the disable. It looks like someone remotely turned these on, but they're not designed to be remotely turned on. They're timered. You would go into the cluster, set them for like so many hours, fly away, and then the field would just turn on once you left. But someone managed to remotely turn these on.
With the 2 floating that we've got from that,
Let's ask some questions.
yeah, I was wondering, could we find out what allowed them to remotely trigger it?
Unknown xenotech. There's no known Gorn technology that would allow them to do this. You guys couldn't do this without attaching some sort of transmitter or transceiver to the.
So there is
mine.
something attached or not something attached?
There is not.
Okay.
Huh. So they must have fired some kind of control beam at this minefield.
So, I'm gonna chill here until you get the shuttle sorted.
Yeah.
Is Kano? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got.
How's... Okay. Or I could just like Eva jump from here to the ship and start taking a look around on the wreck. So if you guys are fine with that while you do other stuff, I'm already out here.
I'm hitting the shuttle with a hammer as hard as I can.
If you want to jump in first, but we'll be sending some people across. We need to pick the kids up from the pool first.
Got it.
Yeah. If you could get over here as soon as possible, we need your help getting the T'Pren back on board the Kismet.
Wait, my help?
The tractor beam is a security check.
All right.
Can't we just like fly the ship and like dock them?
Well, actually, the ship itself can still move around.
Yeah, it's not disabled.
Yeah, the shuttlecraft can still land, and now that there's no mines, difficulty 0 type checks. No, I'm not even gonna bother rolling. It's like, no, you can just kind of navigate in now that you know the mines aren't gonna blow up anymore.
Yeah, so honestly, I just bring in the shuttlecraft.
Yeah, it's not like Varder's sitting there with a switch now and just turning them off and on.
Yeah.
I want to sit in space and think about what I've done. Maybe
we
I'll
can-
do that.
And we can beam over Varder.
I mean, or he could just jump from here to the wreckage and start looking around there. He's in an Eva suit already.
Yeah, we
Sure,
can
we'll-
send some crew to meet him.
Yep.
You know, what's the worst that can happen now? He flies into a deactivated mine? Oh no.
You forgot to deactivate one.
Who's being sent over with Varder? Like just a security team, or?
I'll go. Let's see what else I can mess up.
I swear.
News scene. As eventually both Varder and Makarov are able to get over. You find the remains of primarily the saucer section got the most damage of it. Sorry, other way around. The engine block at the back. I'll move this a little bit so you can see it better. That bit at the back there is the engine. It's sort of like it's sort of like ENT or the NX class's engineering section where the warp core was. So when it went, that part blew away and took out the nacelles behind it and wrecked a good chunk of the saucer bit of the back end of the steam runner. The front end of it is actually fairly intact.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm guessing Kismet's not picking up any life signs.
Given the amount of damage, someone can roll for the Kismet, but I'm gonna actually ask you to roll, and the Kismet can assist you with this in a weird way. I'll have you roll Insight plus Security. This can be assisted by Joker since he's along with you, and the Kismet can assist with Sensors plus Security.
So that brings down the difficulty again.
This isn't a psionics thing, is it?
No.
Okay.
Thank God. Sensor
Well, I'm sitting there
security.
because I've now got to focus in psionics because of the amount of psionic bullshit going on.
Okay, there's one. Now, Barter just has to do something.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or not. What the fuck?
So Joker's roll doesn't count.
No.
Barter, do you want to spend your determination?
To figure out what's wrong with it. We don't even know what the role's for.
Yeah.
You're trying to
sometimes you need a
find out what
competent
happened here,
pilot
what the
to be able
survivors
to do
are,
stuff
that sort
like
of
that.
thing.
Okay.
We tried to help you, Barter.
Yeah, no, more can always be learned as a value.
I'll give that to you, yeah. Like you hit a roadblock and you're like, no, let's keep looking around.
Yeah, as you're doing. There you go.
That's all I needed.
2
so-
momentum gained.
So,
Which is a
and
floating
also-
question.
and re-roll your veteran.
Oh yeah, that's right, veteran.
Does he
I'm
keep
not
it?
rolling 7 die.
The one.
Nope.
Nope.
It's gone.
It's okay.
As you search around, you find logs of some people, 12 people, who seem very confused. They don't quite remember who they are, but they know this is a starship, sort of. And it took them a while to recognize they were on a starship, and eventually they grabbed a escape pod and were able to navigate. They figured out a way to navigate the small pod out of the field. But
Yep, there's always a but.
I'm gonna double check something here real quick. Oh. Yeah, they kind of fumbled their way around and eventually launched the escape pod thinking they could get out. And they really didn't account for the fact that they didn't seem to know their way around. Like, they didn't know basics of starships at all. Like, they just kind of asked the computer to do a lot for them. And with your experience with how dangerous this minefield was, you needed trained Starfleet officers to navigate this. And even as officers, you guys nearly died out here. These people were talking like they'd never been on a starship before. And supposedly they were heading toward Cestus, the Cestus system, which Cestus never reported seeing an escape shuttle.
So they probably went boom.
Well, that would mean smaller debris potentially in that direction from the main wreckage, so we could do a scan for that. Because dumb luck is a thing.
For 2 momentum, you might spot it.
Which we have floating.
We have floating anyway.
Oh, BRB, the dog's asking to go out real bad. Okay.
Okay.
Is that a good?
You find 3 out of the 12, 3 life signs left in the wreckage of a smaller bit of wreckage as
my
it
God.
got taken out by a mine. Because everyone else, sorry, there were 12 life forms originally from the log. When you scan the wreckage, they are missing 3, so there's only 9 life forms there, which either they didn't go along and they're still on the ship, or they just got blasted. They got vaporized by the blast, which that's very possible.
Oh, so no life signs.
Yeah, there's 3 life forms. The 3 of the 5s are people who actually are still alive over there somehow.
Oh, there are
3 of those people
still
are just
alive.
gone, and the rest are bodies.
Okay, so there are people alive over there.
Yes,
How many did you say are alive?
3.
All right. All right. lock onto them and beam them aboard. I'm not gonna have them beamed right to sick bay. Bring them to the transporter room. Dr. Efrix, we need you in transporter room number 2.
And you can activate the EMH there as well.
Yep. So,
I would also suggest a security team just as a precaution.
agreed.
Give me presence security difficulty 1, just to have one deployed.
Me or the commander?
Whoever's ordering them to show up.
I'll have that be penned.
There you go.
And you did it.
On the pad appear 3 unconscious people. They kind of just flop onto the ground.
Any description of them?
Starfleet officers, variety of races. They look hurt. They look like they've been exposed to a lot of damage recently. Mixture of races.
In that case, can we get the doctor back? She is not.
But well, they're sorting that out as they beam over. Is there anything else? The people on the Wayburn.
I'm guessing we've been finding corpses in the ship.
All over the place.
Maybe scan for weapon type damage.
Yeah, if we can find any, or make our way to where the impact sites were, we could possibly get information from.
1 momentum.
Okay.
Well.
Looks to be some sort of phaser technology, for the most part.
Is it consistent with the mines?
No, it's too advanced. And that's disruptor tech anyway. Different technology.
Is it consistent with the phaser fire that we took from that other unknown vessel outside Gorn space?
No.
Okay.
I'll also note that you notice that there are what appears to be kinetic attacks on different decks of the ship. Looks like someone drilled into the body of the craft and through the decks.
Any idea on velocity of that?
Incredibly high speed.
Okay.
Like how big?
Shuttlecraft, maybe smaller.
Oh wow. Okay, so we're not talking. When you say drilled, we're not talking about like someone took a hand drill to this thing.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about like
We're talking like a slug.
cannonballs.
Yeah, like a tactical love tap.
Which probably didn't help with structural integrity at all.
Are we able to get to the bridge?
For 2 momentum, you can.
Oh my god. Wow. Really trying to spend our momentum down.
Yeah, but if we get to the bridge, we can, that's where we can access important information.
I'm allowing you to hand
Potentially.
wave some of the rolls with that. That's why I'm doing that.
Yeah.
You are able to get to the bridge, or what's left of it. Yeah. Lots of dead people. And actually, it looks like one of the drills hit right into the ceiling and went. The only reason you can walk in here is because you're wearing EVA suits.
Yeah.
Because the drill hit the bridge, opened up the top, and just back the whole room.
So we'll go back to what the last recorded things they've got are, and Joker there can check the con.
Joker will check the con.
Basically checking different stations for what they last did, kind of thing. To see if we can put a picture together from.
For 2 momentum, I'll answer both of your investigations.
Sure.
Varder on the log. It seems that the Wayburn had come out here to. It matches up. They were coming out here to take apart the minefield, and they realized that doing it one at a time was extremely dangerous, and it'd be easier for them if they went to the control cluster. And so they very carefully nudged the way they destroyed or repulse beamed with their tractor beam some of the mines away from the ship. Even if they detonated, they kind of didn't care. as long as it didn't detonate near them. And they very slowly, shields down, just shoved things gently away and moved their way into the center. At which point, something warped into, as they're working on one of the mines, something warped into the system and they got hit. According to the con logs, to fill out the rest of it, because there was no further captain's logs, because he said red alert's being called, I need to go. And he didn't have a follow-up or supplemental. From the con logs, it looks like the Waybird tried to fight something that's bigger than they were. Mind you, a lot of things are bigger than Steam Runners. But Steam Runners are meant for, they're the smaller dogfighty type ships. They like fighting, and they can't, although the problem is their maneuverability was screwed with because they're fighting in a minefield.
Yeah, wow.
So
Yeah,
they
so the
really,
reason why
they
they
tried
didn't just
to,
shoot them
they
is
actually
because
managed to
it'd
hold
be
their own for a little bit,
ineffective.
and then they struck a mine.
If you can just
And when that
deactivate them all,
happens, it cascaded, and it just
saves a lot of time.
Yeah, it was all over then.
However, when you look around, the captain's gone. Rather, the commander. He's not on the bridge, and that's, according to the logs, that's where he was.
Well, there's also a giant hole through the bridge.
No life signs out in space. Everyone seemed to be. The force field must have kicked in when the drill happened. They got backed, and then it kept them from being sucked out and thrown into space. So a lot of people are kind of drifting there, and some of them like smucked into the ceiling and stuff, and some a little more gruesomely got caught on the debris that was the ceiling. So they're all kind of here. So the captain could be out in space, but between your knowledge between you as a security officer and you as a person who flew a lot, no, if you saw him, you'd see him. You'd be able to look up and see a uniformed body kind of floating there.
Mm-hmm. That might be the thing for the Kismet, is to scan for life forms and see if we can get from their crew complement how many are still.
Little life forms.
Does that make sense?
With a quick scan around, the Kismet is able to account for most of the Wayburn minus 3 people in particular.
Yep.
And the captain.
Captain isn't anywhere on the Wayburn.
So,
But Efrix,
Mm-hmm.
one of the people in the bay is wearing command red. And when you get closer to him to examine the trio of survivors.
Oh, were there
Does he-
people beamed aboard?
yeah. Oh, you were gone for that. 3 people got
Yeah.
beamed aboard.
Security.
Okay.
We found 3 survivors in like an escape pod thing.
Okay.
And you were alerted to that and were able to get transporter room along with the EMH and a security detail. The 3 people look to be like they've been exposed for a while, been malnourished and stuff like that. Their uniforms are tattered, like they were in a space battle. One of the officers wearing command red, and he has commander pips. The other 2 seem to be senior officers. One's a lieutenant commander, and the other's a lieutenant.
Guess I report as we get ready to stretcher them back to med.
You're cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Said I'd report that in as we get ready to stretcher them back to med bay.
Well, Commander, looks like we found Commander Maitland Golby.
True, but I'm a bit concerned with the reports of the minefield was activated remotely.
Either way, a lot of questions, and hopefully we're gonna get some answers.
So fingers crossed.
And we cut one more time to the final scene where
Okay,
Efrix
great.
is attending to the 3 officers. Without much rolling, you can kind of tell that but they just needed a med bay. They needed some food, some fluids. They're lucky they're not all dead. They're out of 8 people, out of 9 people, they're still alive. Like, if you gave them another day, as in if you didn't come here first, they probably would have been dead by now, by the time you got there.
Okay. Set it. Are they conscious? Or are they with?
You
they
could probably wake
unconscious?
them up.
Ooh. Might wait for Varder to get back to the ship before I do that, just in case. Wait.
Yep.
Did anybody tell me about the parent, like, amnesia stuff
Not yet.
and the logs?
would
Okay, then I wouldn't
tell
know.
you.
All right.
We'll tell you when we get back, but
Yeah.
like, it's not necessarily being fed straight to medbay.
Yeah. Well, I asked for because the captain knew that I knew that there had been other reports of that.
Mhm.
That's why I asked. So I wouldn't know to wait. So yeah, I'll see about getting them stabilized and maybe awake so we can get them settled and then ask some questions. Because I didn't learn my lesson with a Klingon trying to strangle me, you guys.
Presence medicine difficulty 2, as you start questioning them about what happened, how are they?
Yeah. Do you know what your name is? What your rank is? Where?
We don't.
What ship you
Unfortunately,
belong to?
don't have any momentum to give you, so you're just gonna have to roll it straight.
Okay, it's presence medicine.
Mhm.
Counseling, xenobiology.
I mean, you can
Anything
give
like
them a
that.
threat for an extra dice if you need one.
Emergency medicine, anything like that.
Psychiatry
I have counseling.
or counseling.
I'll give you counseling.
Go for it. Honestly, it's more so just roll because I really gotta get going.
Hey, it's feast or famine today, you guys.
Yeah, no, you question them, and they seem to have no real memory of who they are, what their rank was, what they're even doing out here. They remember trying to get off the Wayburn, and they remember asking the computer how to get the shuttle to launch, the escape pod to launch. And they, unlike every Starfarer in their right mind, tells you that you don't trust the computer to fly you out of emergency situations. If you don't know how to fly, sit put, wait for someone to get you help. Which is what, heck, that's what Makarov did when it's like, oh, I got hit. You know what? I'm just gonna wait till help gets to me. I'm not dumb enough to run around and hope I run into more mines. Like, I'm gonna wait till help gets here.
Yep.
These guys said, hey, computer, help me out. Well, you're in a minefield. That's insane. Starfleet officers know better, or should anyway. And they seem to say it with the pure naivete of civilians who've never traveled in space before.
Mm-hmm.
There was 9 of them that escaped. There was 12 of them that escaped. And then the computer said, warning, impact, brace yourself. They grabbed nearby things. But when it says brace yourself, you know that means grab a mask or like put on an EVA suit or something. They just grabbed onto the nearest bit of metal and held for dear life. And these 3 are only alive by pure chance. The escape pod happened to put a field around them and protected them.
Okay.
But from your examination, it doesn't look like they have any blunt force trauma to the head or anything that indicates anything like that.
Yeah.
GM, sorry.
No,
how
it's
much?
fine.
How much more is there to go? Because I really do have to leave.
This is the final scene.
Yeah, I know it's the final scene, but like, I actually have to leave.
I can't give you an exact number. I'd say next 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I gotta leave. Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay.
I am the captain now.
It's but yeah, that's what you find out from talking to them.
Okay. Because I've interacted with psionics before, can I look for markers of like psionic trauma?
Give me, I'd say, reason medicine difficulty 3.
Okay.
Would that be assisted by either the EMH or the ship?
Yes and yes. It would be a sensor medicine roll, so it actually brings the difficulty down to 2.
That doesn't make any difference. I don't have any momentum. Okay. Probably not, but xenobiology.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. Hey.
So that was the EMH, and now the ship.
So that is 2 momentum gained. From the scans of them, it does seem like their memory engrams have been removed.
Okay.
It's not like damage where their brain can't access parts of their brain. It's not there anymore.
Okay.
And it doesn't even have like, it's not just short-term memory, it's long-term, like their childhood, that sort of stuff. Their memories start at the start date when the incident occurred.
Okay.
Which, could that be a sonic attack? Sonics can do lots of stuff to your brain. They can reprogram, rewire everything. It's the engineering of brains, if you know what you're doing. Although it's more mystical than that, but you know.
Yeah. But someone with enough power and knowledge could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not 100% sure, but it's a possibility. And now we know that there's data to back up those other people running into people with amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll report that up to Pend. Well, and the captain. That's the captain's side.
Yep.
Commander Pend?
Pend here. How can I help?
We've got 3 amnesiacs down here.
Any particular reason why?
Why they're here? We beamed them onto the ship, sir.
I mean the amnesia.
There doesn't seem to be any blunt force trauma, and there's no solid proof that it was a psionic attack, but that seems like it's a possibility.
Understood. I'm concerned by the fact of the couple of reports that we're getting from this ship, the ship you were in contact with on the previous amnesia cases, that we might be dealing with a large vessel which can cause, in short, mental issues. So if there's anything you could do to maybe identify what frequency affects those type of brainwaves, or anything at all, really, would be an immense help.
I might be able to work with someone on that. As far as getting a more concrete idea of what's going on with these 3 individuals, we'd probably need to go somewhere with a better facilities than we have here on the ship.
Understood. We may have to decide between going to the next location or heading back to Starbase. I'll have to get back to you on that one, Doctor.
Aye, sir.
Bend out.
You have the bridge as Markov and Varder walk. Grennan is in the middle of a talks with the Admiralty at the moment.
I assume we've got the Kismet out of the minefield.
The minefield's disarmed. You could ram one of these things and then won't do anything.
Yeah, I just
presumably, yeah, you fly out. It's like we don't have to sit in here if we don't have to.
Yeah, I just don't want
do we need
Joker
to
around
salvage
it.
the wreck? Does Starfleet Protocol salvage or destroy the wreck?
Salvage if possible, if not, scuttle it so it can't be captured.
I forget if there's a starbase between here and the next point of interest, but I think there was, if I remember correctly.
That would be. You guys are actually here now.
There's a
Near
planet.
Starbase. Your starbase is Starbase 27.
Yeah.
And you're heading this way, presumably.
Yeah.
We could salvage it. Then again, if it's deactivated, we could just tell people that and get someone else out here to do it.
I mean, if it is salvageable, then we should probably try and drag it back to either the nearest, or probably the nearest starbase. If not, then just Skull.
Is it worth salvaging?
There's materials and metals in there that could be reused. That could be scavenged for parts.
I mean, not
It just
only-
means that you'd have to divert away toward.
Yeah, it also comes down to recovering bodies, and there may be information not
Yeah.
recovered by two people.
Mm-hmm. We might as well do that and return the individuals we have and the ship to Starbase.
So yeah,
And we might also, at that same time, while we're going there, get information from the survivors at 200.
yeah. So it sounds like a plan. So we'll bring the wreckage with us. We'll head to Starbase, take drops, and hopefully try and gain some more information before the next location.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna tractor what you can of the Wayburn
Yeah, pretty much.
and what bodies you can, and warp back to Starbase 27.
Yeah, if we can recover the bodies before pulling the ship, that'd probably be
Yeah.
preferable.
Yeah, we
I'll
can
let you do
probably.
that, yeah.
I mean, they've got their comm badges, so we can transport or lock them fairly decent.
Yeah, it saves trying to recover them at warp and maybe losing them.
Yeah.
And you have 2 momentum sitting there. You can burn that, and you can have that all arranged. That you go on, you undergo the process of recovering a lost ship and its fallen.
Yeah, so there's no point of messing around with it. Let's just get them back, get the ship back, and at least then we can fully drop everything off.
Mm-hmm.
So you have what bodies you can. You have the remains of the Wayburn, what hasn't been vaporized, and you have a course set.
And the minefield's disabled. Their last mission's complete.
Yeah.
No thanks to Joker.
You proved they were dangerous.
Yeah, he disabled a mine.
I'm good at blowing things up. Just give me a target.
You said shoot the mine, right? But yes. Any other things you want to do before you leave the system?
Pen, no? Anyone else?
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
What size is a P-14 fighter? Is that a scale 1 or 2?
The experimental fighters, they're 2.
Yeah. Damn it.
The Kismet needs an extensive shuttle bay to fit them. I thought about that. I was like, no, it's not big. It's too big.
Can I just strap it to the hood?
Not advisable when it goes to anything above warp 5. It destabilizes the field. But something to consider for Ark down the road. Any other activity?
I think we're good.
And that will be the end of the episode.